spot.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Misadventures of the Notable Nobodies here at Euro Twin Games. Got a bit of a new setup that we're going to try running, see how it goes moving forward. Things will likely continue to ebb and flow as we shift about, but trying to find the best arrangement to bring the best possible viewing to all of you. But then, as we start back up, it having now been a couple of weeks since you've all been back into Solron, when last the Notable Nobodies were together, you had spent some time across out of your own territory and the territory of your rival organization, the Thunder Talons, that in the city of Hill's Edge. There to simply try and arrange some means of work for them to take some letters to you or for you across the Highlands, which is still, while not as much as it used to be, a rather dangerous place in comparison to much of the open stretches of Hebrew. While there, you happen to have a bit of a run-in with a representative from the city and lumber organization, Stratson, who had apparently been there with some means of business plan meeting arranged with the mayor of Hill's Edge, doing your best to slyly and some means covertly, with a very blatant distraction from Rico, you attempted to get some words to put your own agenda into the Stratson minds, and were met with what shocked you to be a bit of positive feedback from it.
Something worked.
Yeah.
However, business is business, so nothing was set in stone. More so, we'll see how it goes moving forward. But you all took that, gathered your things, your job set up to have your mail delivered. You then left Hill's Edge, returning to your territory in the city of Ginhat.
Mm-hmm.
There you learned from Gravelli the few things he had gathered in his investigation of the new woods that you had discovered recently, pointing out very foreign aspects to them and even associating them with tales and stories that he had heard of a realm known as the Feywilds. This was vaguely familiar to some of you, less so to others, but you all ended it with the sense that definitely not of this world and potentially useful as a means of newfound lumber.
The Fey Warist. I don't remember what that means, but I wrote it down, so it's important.
I think that's what you guys wanted to call
I'm
it.
pretty sure
That is
it was
not
a- it was
mutually
a-
agreed upon.
it was a flub.
The flowest?
I'm pretty sure I said Feyorist, and then we decided that's what it should be called, but we didn't actually agree on that.
Yeah, we did not agree on that.
More than likely, I flubbed the word though, because
Yeah.
that's what I do.
Welcome to the flowest.
Fullest.
Yeah.
Gun
It's a
powers.
nice place here. Ooh.
Ooh, what's this?
But
It can only get better.
you ended the session taking rest back at the castle grounds, Jamuel taking his spot at the top of the castle. And we'll pick back up the next morning as you've all
Insane.
fully rested. Plan had been to begin your personal endeavor in search of the newly found Feywoods.
Right, we wanted to find whatever the source was. We assumed, our very little information and understanding, there was some kind of portal crack thing.
Yeah.
And we
Yes,
agreed,
it
that's
seems to be
right,
some
we
kind of-
discussed how to fix
Close
it.
it. Yep. And hit it with a hammer.
That was a suggestion.
I mean,
Yeah, I really...
pretty much anytime you need Rico to help fix something, it's going to be hit with a hammer, probably. Unless you tell him beforehand not to hit it with a hammer.
I think I read like a fable about that once, about a great warrior that smacked a dimensional portal with a hammer, and it just radiated out this energy and then imploded in on itself.
Yeah. Let's make that a story that we are part of.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's just keep our options open, maybe, as we approach the magical portal we know nothing about.
I mean, okay, but just whack.
That is what we will go with, regardless. How about that?
I'm also whatever plan we decide
so long
now.
as we fix the problem. Sure.
Maybe I should name my hammer the good old fallback.
I think maybe we want to stand back.
I think it's fitting.
Okay.
I just want to see what happens.
I'm going to stand from
I am
far
also
now.
not. I'm going to stand where you stand.
Okay, we're going to be very far away when that happens. I wrote a letter last night to my mom, like, kind of like, hey, look, we found this cool fort, like, kind of, and hey, the Stratson thing. If you know anyone in town who could talk up our area, or if you have any great ideas.
If you know anyone who could just
Samuel.
outright lie and say this is a good area to come to.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I do heavily insinuate that. Anyone who could, like, suggest or talk up the great things we've done here and how it's really changed in the last... Jamuel? You awake?
Jamie was
Oh,
the king
yeah.
of the castle.
Okay. Could you send this out next time you send out mail?
She just leans out. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Just kind of puts it to the side at the entry of his tent.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Go eat breakfast. So, yeah,
Yep.
is there
I had
anything
cupcakes
else?
to get, obviously, in the morning.
Oh, right. Cannot forget our cake.
Those would be retrieved, and while there's no drastic improvement since the first batch, you have been able to notice a bit of improvement and perhaps just wearing out of what his actual recipe for these are, and you don't know if they'll ever be as fine as some you've had before, but you've noticed an improvement in them overall, at least.
Parts are getting better at this.
Well, that's good.
That is good.
As long as you enjoy them.
Alright, so
So then our plan, is there anything else anybody can think of to, I think we had people kind of trying to clean up. There was the fellow we need to talk to about who was in charge of the housing, right?
The carpenter.
yes.
Forget his name. Actually,
His name is
Ricardo.
not Ricardo. His name is... You must be talking about ketchup.
Nope.
Yes. I think so.
There we are.
I'll have him up here. Jessup.
That's Jessup. I know what you do. I'm on to you.
I tried to make every name food related.
Right. It's a good system. It keeps things straight.
Yeah.
So he's the carpenter in town.
Yeah, he's like the
So
builder.
we have,
He's-
and Veronica's the smith then.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so we need to go find Jessup
Robert the Builder.
and talk to him about any efforts that we could make to kind of clean up
Hmm?
the
What
town.
did you say?
I said Robert the Builder.
Ah, that's delightful. I'm so glad I've never had to watch that.
Don't me neither.
Alright, so yeah, we just need to go. Do you think our best bet is the warm bed?
I mean,
it's pretty safe.
I,
Because
and then just like stand up tall and look around like
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
like-
town.
I'll see him outside probably, or he could be at home because it is the morning.
I mean,
Yes,
I
I was
could
about
run
to
the
say,
circle because in about 6 seconds I can run all the way around this town.
We could also just go with our usual way of handling this.
We're not
finding
writing his
people.
name on the side of the wagon.
just...
So I catch his face, just
Yeah.
goes. Mm-mm.
Oh. I thought it was just going to be, yes, just
Jessup!
just screaming his name as loud as you can.
Was that
Well, I
how-
don't think waking everyone up is the best way to ingratiate ourselves to the.
Let's go check
Oh.
the inn, and if he's not there, we'll
Yeah.
see about...
Maybe
finding
after,
his
if we go to the inn and he's not there, it might be late enough that we could.
Nope, I never get to use my horn. It's fine, and I just sulk away.
It's not like he knows if he hears the horn, what is he... That's not going to call him to us.
You need to start
but if
teaching all the
I
different
shout or if
people
I
in
blow
this
the
town
horn really loud,
their own personal.
then everyone will be
This
like,
is what
"What
this
was
horn
that?"
means.
And then I'll turn to look and then hear her shouting Jessup, and then you know exactly who we're looking for. But I won't blow the horn, and I walk off towards the inn, 20 feet away.
And plus, Rowan, have you forgotten about our plan to assign a rhythm to every single person in town so that we can call them?
I had forgotten. I had really,
That's true. If we spend time in town, I did pay that lady to teach you a bunch of new songs if you
really
wanted.
forgotten.
See?
I forgot you did that too.
So he can be practicing all the time, Rowan. Wouldn't it be great?
My favorite part is the one time I played really well. No one was actually there to pay attention.
I know, sorry.
I mean, to be fair, it's also just a bugle. So, I mean,
Yes.
there's not so much you could do with that.
I'm now going to like look up after this, like really impressive bugle
I
songs.
learned to play taps.
Yeah, there you go. Just play tabs.
I'm realizing some stuff is not with me.
So yeah. We head into the warm bed looking for Jessup.
Yes, because we don't have anything else
Did
to...
anyone write down what he was? Is he a human? Is he a dwarf?
I
What do you
think he's a
want?
halfling.
Halfling? Okay.
He's a guy who maintains buildings.
I know, I like to write
That's
these
what I
things down.
got written down.
That's all the
I
information
want to
Kessa
say
has.
he's a halfling, because literally, like, 90% of the other people in this town are halflings.
It's not true at all.
That is true.
Look
They're
at
either
this.
gnomes
A good chunk of them are halflings, actually.
Dwarf, gnome, human, one halfling.
No, there's at least a couple of halflings.
I'm counting. I'm not
Oh.
there yet. I was like one halfling, but that's after 3 other things. 2 halflings. Those are 2 humans.
And gnomes
That's a
are basically
human.
halflings.
That's an elf.
That's
That's a gnome.
racist.
I do like stop like
I don't say that
on
in
like,
character.
what?
I don't say that in character, although I used his voice.
I did
for it.
use this
I
voice.
know.
Pay no attention to that.
That was his out-of-character voice.
Out of the 15 people I've written down, only 4 of them are halflings.
It's basically most of them.
That's
It's basically all of them.
That's
Aren't you supposed
that's
to be,
almost a
like-
third of them.
How many of them are gnomes?
1, 2.
Yeah, see? There's 6 then. They're all tiny.
Tell Mom not to send cakes for Rowan. He's a rude person.
So you would arrive there. It's really early in the morning.
Alright, you need to pick up cakes. We need to find Jessup.
Oh, that's the box I've been kicking.
Oops.
Yes. I did have to push everything quite a bit in here. But you would arrive. You would see a fair number for the size of the city people there for such an early breakfast, as it's sun's only been up for half an hour, 40 minutes at this point.
They're clearly all excited to beautify the city and get this business.
That's what I was thinking.
That's clearly why they're up.
Rise and shine, Ginhat. It's time to get this bread.
So, if we look around, do we see... Have we met Jessup? Or
Yes.
we just,
We've
okay.
spoken to him several times.
Okay.
We talked to him about making better homes.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about...
And gardens.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either, I gotta be honest.
You would notice him
Oh,
sitting off to the side near the bar, but not at the bar itself, talking through the bit of a distance with Parsi.
Jessup!
Hey, there's ketchup and parsley right over there.
What did we want him for?
We wanted to ask him about, tell him about the impending things, try to do things to make it more appealing, see what we could do to
We already did that, didn't we?
spruce
I thought
up
we
the
had to do
houses. I
We
thought,
did that the day before.
I thought we still had to go find him. That's why I said we were looking for him. Because I didn't mark down, like, my note says that we were looking for Jessup to tell him this thing.
Yeah, we talked to,
I feel like
What's
we did
his
talk
face?
to him already.
We talked to a couple of people, but not everyone because they were in the bar.
Yeah, I thought Jessup was the one who wasn't there, and so we weren't sure if he had heard.
Sorry, puppers.
yeah, we had talked to the important guy.
A Dover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
we
then-
talked to a Dover and Niragu and, well, and Parsi.
Because I'm fairly certain we already talked to Jessup about beautifying the town for the thing.
but
I
now-
walk up to Jessup and I say, hey, so obviously you've heard, have you had any thoughts maybe on what Like, totally ambiguously. So if we talked to him yesterday, this is just me following up. And if not, this is me saying clearly you've heard. And have you had any thoughts?
Do you have any thoughts on that little tiny head of yours?
On the subject. Hey! Andrew Sanders.
Nope.
No?
That's Scottish Andy.
Oh.
And the boss.
Oh. I have been talking to him
Hello,
like I knew
Andy.
him. Sorry.
So we don't know. We're asking Jessup if he has any plans.
Well, I heard about what y'all are trying to do. It's certainly sounds like it'd be something bringing steady work for me. If I can bring in more interest to the city, that'd be a good bonus. Did you have any ideas as to when? Or
It was like a week or two,
They
right?
said they'd try to send
Within the
someone no
next-
sooner than a couple
Yes.
weeks. He said.
yeah, I mean, I can try and do what I can to get the place more visually appealing in that time, but I'm not going to be able to do anything close to a complete remodeling.
Well, of course not, but I mean, anyone we can get to pitch in and help with the work, the better it will look, the more likely we can bring him in.
Did you have any particular thoughts or areas that you might want to have us focus on first?
How's your roads?
Probably a road, so you can actually get into town easily without all the mud.
Yeah, we never did talk to anybody about what the best way would be to sort of nicify the roads to make it good for transportation. We had discussed some like finding some sort of gravel and things like that, but not actually
Right.
talk to anybody about it officially. So as far as you go, Jessup,
Yeah.
I got nothing. Just
Wow.
fix up some of the cracks, you know, and we might be able to find you some wood at some point. That might
Well,
help.
I'll need supplies.
We're gonna work on that. Actually, that's where we're headed to right after breakfast.
Oh, excellent. Well, while you're getting supplies around, then I can certainly start making a game plan as to where I want to focus.
Yeah, you let us know what the best idea you think is, and then we'll go from there.
I think I've already asked this. There's not a quarry somewhere nearby, is there?
Let's see.
I feel like I asked this and you said we could
Yeah,
just
so I'm saying.
till some
Okay.
fields or something. There's rocks in the fields and...
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the rocks that grow
grow
in
in the fields. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Yes, that is very true, Rowan.
No, we're not talking about... Nope.
Yes,
No.
that is a great
No.
idea.
No.
You know.
No.
We
We can
could-
talk to the farmers. I bet you they got a lot of growing rocks out there.
Yeah.
Yes, I bet they do.
Well, I don't know any exact locations, but I know there's a few pits scattered about the woods.
I see.
Pits, you say?
Don't know exactly what you might find in them, but I imagine they've got to have some means of rock.
I bet
Or
you
just
really
do-
would
just
know where they
yeah.
are.
Have a deforestation and and frack the land.
What?
I'm not sure.
Deforest
If
the
I'm not
woods
sure that
and frack
picking
the
up
land.
rocks out of a pit is fracking.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna make a quarry. I was making a joke.
I-
But if you're gonna build a quarry, it's just destruction of everything. Let's do it.
No.
the elf says no. All right. Well,
So we might actually be able to get a quarry started around town too.
that could be nice.
Or
Especially
in
if
the
there
area
isn't
anyway, if
anything
there's-
in the area.
Pits that look promising for.
Look around. Is
Stone
really a breakfast by chance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. So then, are we off to the woods we found up there and to figure out what that is now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Figure out.
One other thing,
how to
Jessica,
stop
though.
that.
Yeah.
As far as this potential for a quarry, can you think of anybody around town that is particularly strong that wouldn't mind a little paid work transporting some stuff if we were to find one of those pits?
Well, I mean, I know a couple of people in town got some strength to them, but if you're talking about moving anything of real usability out of there, you're gonna need to find a way to get carts and things like that back there, wherever it is as well.
So we have to quarry in order to build a road to the quarry.
Yeah.
And then you gotta be careful about how you're making it, because you can't really do anything that's going to negatively impact the trees in the area, because then Stratson catches word of that and it's suddenly a problem with them, and you just don't really want any problems with Stratson.
Right.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Okay.
So, I mean, once the people from Stratson get here and we get this whole thing set up, maybe we can have them start on a path towards one of the quarry things we find. And then it works out where they clear out some of the trees for us and we can make our own road. I mean, it'll help them in the long run, too.
Yeah.
It's true.
How big is 3 feet in diameter? It's not very big. Alright.
Maybe about that, actually.
Okay, second, I don't have it prepared, but I have Tensor's floating disc. And I can carry up to 500 pounds. So,
Should I stack them tall?
just a
So it's all like sand and limestone, real flat and smooth, so you can just neatly stack it on top of there.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a plan as to other things, too. So
That's great.
Yes. So we got
we look forward to you telling us what
trees.
your plans are,
Oh,
what you
yeah,
come up with.
I'll get looking around, see what I think is best to focus on. How long are you all expecting to be gone getting supplies?
It was like 6 weeks to get up there, right?
no.
You getting them from the capital or something?
No.
No, just a little closer.
Oh.
How long was
Yeah, it was only a couple of days' trip from here to the
Yeah.
forest line.
Days.
And maybe a week. We'll have everything down, or
Alright.
we'll at least have access to the supplies.
I should have at least a good idea of where we should focus by the time we get back then.
No, hopefully not much longer than that.
Yes, and hopefully it shouldn't take that long. Can't imagine it would have grown that large.
They've caught on to my I have no idea how far away things are. Ploy.
Starting to question why we let him lead us everywhere.
I think
It's because, you know,
you're not listening to me.
I don't know.
What? I'm sorry.
Gus is like, what? Oh,
I was taking down the notes of everything we have to do.
I think it's because
I got
it's
trees and quarry.
It's really good notes.
You said
Well, he
trees?
looks like he's
Yeah.
moved out.
I thought you said
Anyway.
cheese and quarry.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, Kester's a little off there.
No.
She's still hungry.
With everybody here being named after food, it might be fitting to like expand the culinary aspect of the town.
Well, I mean, he's already into that one too, so
Aw.
I think Rowan's starting to figure out that I've been messing with him for the past couple of weeks.
He's a smart one, that.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took him a couple of weeks.
All right, tree time.
Yes.
Alright.
We're off to see the trees.
I want to stop by
Beautiful
January
trees
real
in the
quick though,
face.
before we leave.
As you're making your way towards the exit of town, you can see him now fully down from the top of the castle, going about the grounds in front, getting some tea or something, whatever he's boiling over a fire, ready as he notices you approach. Hey guys, how's it going?
General.
Good, General. Can you... Sorry, 1 second, General. So Jessup said that he's going to need carts. I could.
I mean, if we're going to be doing the quarry thing, we haven't even found a place to do that yet.
Mm.
We'll need carts for that. Right now, it's not that big of a deal because we need to figure out where we can get some other supplies first. That's a later thing because we still have to wait for Stratson so we can clear out some of the forest to have a road to the quarry.
Right.
So that's still a farther future thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't worry about it now then, Jamie. We'll go back to whatever you were doing.
Alright, that's good. This still needs a little bit more work.
We could always ask him if you know anyone who's trying to get rid of
Does
carts
he-
for cheap.
He's working with tea or something over the fire.
tea.
Kester, did you want to ask Parsley to put a hold on your cakes while we are gone? Or is he going to just make them every day regardless?
probably a good point. I'll go let him know real quick. I'll run.
You're able to let him know you're going to be
Right.
gone for a few days.
We could ask Januel to keep his ears open, like if he hears of anyone trying to offload a bunch of carts or something.
Black
Sure.
market
Or a
car
couple.
dealers.
Or, you know,
Just
just
happen
there's
to
a
fall off
farmer
the
who just
back
got
of
a new
bigger
cart. They're trying to find a new cart.
The old
Or a
Craigslist.
cart. I just assume he talks to other people more than us.
And
He
if
just
it,
hangs out in his tent, not talking to anybody until we show up.
Just gets his correspondence back and forth.
if it comes to it, I can get that kind of thing from the watch itself.
It's true, too.
So, while I'm there with Parsi, I'll tell him to still make. Tell him to make one cake in the morning for Januel.
Aww.
No, he's able to do that.
It's going to be one big cake, so he's going to make 6 small ones now.
You never specified how much ingredients to use on the cake. It's a birthday cake every day for him.
He's got like a
One-
3-tiered monstrosity just
One
waiting for him
Jamuel-sized
every
cake
day.
every day.
All right.
Alright.
Then I run back. Okay. Now tree time.
Okay.
All right.
Off to go hit things with a hammer. And I hit a rock. Bam.
Very good.
It cracks a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a big rock.
Yeah.
For the road.
Oh, you just take the...
Just like kick it over into the road.
Yeah.
Look, done.
You're like 10 feet from the castle.
Yeah, we haven't gone that far.
I'll throw it over next to the kid.
So just drop it into the road as we go. Look, done.
Your donation is appreciated.
And then as we're traveling, I'll just, if I see like a particularly like sizable rock, I'll just be like, Rico, hit that one. Poof! And then I'll just stick the shards in my satchel.
You get to a certain point, it's like, I don't have any more room in my satchel and it weighs 200 pounds. Can I have some help, please?
My satchel just burst from jagged rocks.
Because you're just so
Just
physically
keeps
like.
slamming into the side of your
It's a-
hip every
It's a
step.
magical satchel.
Oh, okay.
What's in your bag of holding? 500 pounds of rocks.
Here we go. Just line the road with them.
That seems like a decent road plan, actually. Just
We
yeah.
use my little tiny disc and her
Bag of holding.
bag of holding and just go to town.
It gives us a start at least.
And we don't have to spend any money on it, let's do it ourselves.
There you go.
People would just arrive suddenly and the road would just go from dirt to just like weirdly placed jagged rocks.
I mean, I'd go behind, like, you have the disc with all the rocks on it.
Try to
you
drive over
back,
this.
And, and then I'll just, like, smash it with a hammer down, and look at that.
He's like that, whatever that rolling tractor thing is that people use on
You mean
the
a steamroller?
Yeah, that thing. I really hope my husband's not watching.
Rolling tractor. That's what they're gonna start calling Rico.
The rolling tractor.
Rico, the rolling tractor.
It works. It functions much like a tractor, but it rolls over things and flattens them. Alright, we're gonna move on now. Feywild! Let's go there!
As you travel, for much of the remainder of the day, having left fairly early in that day, you get a solid bit of travel, already being able to see far off in the distance of the open plains dotted by the occasional grouping of trees, the first outline of farmland, still hours from it by the time light starts to leave you and it's lost in the shade of the evening. But you know that you've made it maybe a few hours faster, further along than you typically do in this measure. Good day's travel.
Alright.
But with that, light starts to fade naturally around you, getting into the final hour or so of any remaining light you'll have.
Do we want to set up now, or do we want to go until the light's gone for good?
I'm hungry. We made a good day's travel.
Alright.
Sounds good.
Did I get that list from Graveli of things you can harvest around this area?
You would have gotten a rudimentary list, yeah.
Okay. On our trip, I would have been looking for some of the stuff around us.
Give me investigation and nature check.
Investigation and nature?
Yeah, nature with advantage since you have the list.
Okay, so investigation first. Perfect. 14.
Alright.
And then a nature check with advantage. A 19.
You're able to find a few things, a small gathering of the similar herbs that you had come across previously along this route, as well as some other things that you had seen, but not known the exact nature of them, and now seeing them pointed out, the descriptions of them given to you on the list, you're able to realize that a few other things that you had just passed by as general weeds and plants would actually be able to give different plant or different meals different textures and flavors as well when implemented correctly.
Okay. What's the total that I find between those things?
You were able to find, let's see, where is that? Enough to use your same general usage of the herbs you've had 5 more times.
So I'm at the 6 now. Oops. 6.
And some stuff that, based on your description of the list and what you generally know about cooking, you find 3 usages of another herb that gives things a bit of a lemony flavor.
Did I find lemongrass?
Essentially, yeah.
You said how many of those?
3 uses.
3 uses of lemongrass.
Enough for 3 uses for the 4 of you.
Yeah.
Alterations.
For a meal, quote unquote. Okay. Added that to my list of things.
Excellent.
And then it would become nightfall, setting camp. Would you be cooking anything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had the chance to cook.
Use your herbs. Give me a cooking check.
Is that an 18 on the die?
Yeah.
21.
Okay. Would you have flavored it with anything?
Oh yeah, I'd use some of the herbs that I had. I wouldn't use the lemongrass yet because I feel like I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Then another similarly crafted, flavored meal that you've come used to on your travels, though again very well prepared. Many times you're getting used to it now, almost it's turning basic ingredients into something that tastes quite good, but still you always recall the miracle meal.
The miracle meal.
Are you sure you are a blacksmith? I feel like you missed your calling as a cook.
Who said I was a blacksmith?
I thought you worked for a blacksmith.
No, I work cutting wood
Oh.
and doing whatever kind of heavy lifting I
I thought
needed.
you got the hammer from a blacksmith, or
No,
that you
I
worked
found
for.
the hammer
Oh,
and the armor.
I totally misheard that story. Okay.
You're thinking. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
What's that you found?
Oh, the herbs? So pretty much the same ones I have, but I also have this stuff.
That's where the magnum opus thing came
So
from.
take the lemongrass.
No, I watched a guy make, and he
Oh.
called it his magnum opus.
I thought you were working for him, and that's
No.
where I misconstrued that.
Well, I mean, I did take metal to him, but that's because it was heavy.
Okay, well, see, that's
So
where
you
I,
can-
that's
you
where I
can
got
use
that
that
from. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, look, and I crack it.
never
Smell it.
mind.
It's kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah. But I
That's pretty cool.
don't not just not
It's got
not like
nuts,
that.
sure.
It's got to be cooked down first.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm assuming because I mean, and if you want, I'm gonna take that back. And I take the end that she's licked off above. But I don't think it'll work with the stuff we have. I have to find more stuff for it first.
I'm looking forward to later on when he's literally just walking around with sack full of ingredients, sack full of flavors. He's got a cooler on his back with frozen meats.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
I'm okay with this.
I heard about a guy in the future that has a bag that keeps stuff from things you've killed fresh.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Like a bag of just repose or something.
Heard about it in the future.
I heard
heard
that's
about
what I
it
was
in the
like,
future.
wait, you heard about it in the future?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this something you're not
Spoiler
telling
alerts.
us?
Oh no.
Turns out Rico may be a time traveler.
Wait a second.
I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
When the Stratson people come, we should set you up like a little booth and have you just cook some really nice meals so that when they come, you can show it off and ingratiate them.
You don't think that'd step on
I
Parsy's
feel
toes
like
a little bit?
Parsi would probably be the person I'd be cooking the food for them.
Well, yeah, you could do that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
You
my
could.
trail rations aren't quite the same as
Yes,
having a full kitchen.
perhaps you could assist Parsi.
His
I
Parsi doesn't
could.
get the greatest quality or the most numerous ingredients, but he gets more than trail rations.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably help him, yeah.
Let's see if he's willing to
Especially if I find more stuff like this.
be.
Or at the very least, you could provide Parsi with
Mhm.
better ingredients that he finds.
Yeah, there's nothing against Parsi, but his food isn't the best. It's okay though.
I don't think anything in this town is quite the best, if we recall.
Not yet.
It's fair.
So who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch.
I'll take second.
Oh, wait. Don't wait. Kesta likes first watch.
Yeah, I do, but if you want it.
No, that's fine. I am really okay with you being on first watch.
Okay.
Reynolds is going to keep watch with you, so
Is it my turn not to take a watch then?
Yeah, I won't give you the dark side so you can just
Perfect.
go to sleep.
Then I go to sleep.
I curl up next to the fire.
I train
Kitty
before we go
cat.
to sleep.
I set up my tent.
Probably
just
before
kinda
we actually ate.
mess
Alright, so
around.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Then you all rest. Give me a perception check.
That would be 19, so 19.
My bird got 21.
Okay. It's a fairly active early bit of evening as the rest of you fully lay down just as the darkness overcomes, nothing but the bit of campfire that you have in the area emitting light out. Though you can continue to hear, and based on the noticeable swooping patterns of Renault as you watch him dive and weave through the sky, you can tell that multiple things are catching his attention, but only briefly before, along with the sounds you hear, you just pass it off as wildlife, large mice, things of that nature running through the grass and brush.
What is it, boy?
He doesn't move.
Yeah,
You hear hoo hoo
You're
and
not
go, wait,
hearing,
who's that?
you're not hurting Renault.
Oh, what sound has he made?
Caw!
Oh.
Oh, that's right. He's an owl that caught. Like, I get
And
it
you hear hoo
first.
hoo and you're like, whoa, what's that?
That's not Reynolds.
Every few 5-10 minutes of flying around, though, he would come kind of land next to where Rowan lays and just kind of relax there for a few minutes before flying back off again.
I give him scritches, of course.
He appreciates
Of course.
But there's nothing out of the ordinary besides the fairly active nightlife about you. And eventually it becomes time to awaken the next.
it. It's me.
All right, your turn, Rowan.
Alright, anything interesting happen?
A bunch of, I don't know, bugs and stuff. I'd say as I crawl into my tent.
That's not interesting, but alright. I got a 14, and Reynolds got a 11.
As you, Renault, continue to keep an eye out on things, you'd get the sense after about 15-20 minutes that Renault's just maybe a bit tired, even though he technically can't be. He only makes a couple of passes before just coming from landing, and he seems to stay there stationary longer than you're typically used to, and you just get the sense after a while that he's really just taken a night off, apparently.
That's alright.
But besides for that, you're not really met with anything obtrusive. The nightlife is fairly active in the first bit, but almost as it wanes on and Renault becomes more tired-esque, you start to notice just the dullness of everything around.
Alright.
The fairly starry sky eventually leads you towards the hours passing and it becoming time to awaken the last.
I will send Reynolds over to Katya and have him call at her.
You're just allowed.
Oh, hi, Reynolds. That's not a smart way to. Okay. I look over at Rowan.
Just attack. Dead.
Yeah, I'm like,
What, you're not a cat?
it's okay. It's okay. I like give him scritches. I know. He's terrible. We both give you dirty looks. Alright, we'll go keep watching.
I don't think Reynolds gives me a dirty
Yes, he
look.
does.
Yes, he does.
You have no power here.
Alright. Ooh.
Reynold probably just goes out and hunts something small. He got a 8.
23.
As you, Katya, continue to just listen and watch around in the starlit surroundings, being able to notice the occasional shifting of slightly higher grass or brush, rather than watching just a large rodent of some sort just jump around before scurrying away. At one point you do watch as Renault just swoops down towards one of the rodents, seems to scoop it up and just vanish into the dark. But that seems to be the most exciting thing that happens over the course of your watch, and eventually the sun starts to rise over the horizon and
Before they
everyone
don't wake
begins to
up,
awaken.
I do all my exercises and stuff.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself and then assume we can just we still have an hour before anything actually, because I don't have to sleep as they do.
Yeah, you're up earlier than
Alright.
the rest of them.
That way I can have it on and get my spells roll back.
That's right. We're only a couple hours away, right?
Yeah. We should be.
Yeah,
Well-
you should make it no later than shortly after midday.
Yeah, 'cause it was like a couple of days away, but we got an early start yesterday, so.
And you traveled for a solid 14, 15 hours yesterday almost.
Yeah, we did good.
Alright, well, I'll cast Mage Armor as well, just so I don't forget.
Manage your PHP, please.
Alright. We're off to see the favor.
Camp gathered up. Do you cook again in the morning or wait until evening?
We'll wait till evening.
Okay.
I'm assuming we'd have some kind of leftover or something. Eat cold soup.
And you still have standard rations as well that
Yeah.
you can eat if you begin to get peckish. You head off down the trail.
Peckish.
I gotta remember the camera's there now, because I keep doing this.
I do.
Covering up my
I
own
did
face.
this way.
There you go, guys.
What you thinking about?
Just
Oh.
dreaming.
It's funny watching it happen.
I know, I'm just like, aw.
But as you travel along, you start to hear nothing violent or shocking, but you're able to tell that whatever is going on in the farming area far off in the distance is fairly active and loud, as you can hear a series of heavy slams just dully echo through the open sky. Nothing is visibly, you don't see anything burning, nothing of that nature, but
What would it be to roll to know if we know of like a normal farm noise that would make such a large, like milling or like I can think of them, but I don't know if our characters would think of something.
Rico might know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rico could probably just give me a history check.
I'm glad we keep using the intelligence ones.
What, you're really good at intelligence, right? Yeah.
3. I just got a Logan roll.
Hey, I would have gotten a 10 for my history.
Rico, you would have spent most of your time cutting wood, not farming or anything of that nature.
We can go figure out what it is if you want.
Do you
Does
get
it-
that? They might be harvesting rocks. Sounds like a slamming noise. Maybe they're just really doubling down on this.
Well, now I'm really torn between wanting that to happen and going, that's not actually a normal noise, we should probably check it out.
We should probably go see what it is at least.
Well, maybe we can see if they need help harvesting the rocks, then we could tell them, hey, we know where your rocks could be used. I say this and then grin at Rowan as we walk that way.
I'm smiling at you too.
I'm just ignoring as best I can.
So you head off towards the farms then?
Yeah. Take a little detour to see
Do
if
we
we
want
figure what's
to
going
do
on.
that thing where we run ahead real fast and check it out, see if it's something we actually care about, or
I mean, what if it is something we care about and you get caught up in it and then we take forever to get there?
I'm gonna get that close?
Oh.
We can all run. I'll pick up the pace. Run ahead a
I
little bit.
don't think that's necessary.
Come
Especially
on!
after that.
Kesta dashes ahead of it, and suddenly just there's a blur of Katya going by you.
Hey, that's not fair.
What's 80 times 3 is like,
240.
yeah. 6 seconds. I got really far away.
Just teleport.
I stop though if I see something, just to be clear.
As you run 240 feet closer, you're still not really close enough to make out anything. There's still clearly not a fire or anything like that, but whatever's making the sound that you hear every so often, not rapidly one after the other.
Is
But
it
you'll
regularly though?
there's no pattern to it, but you've heard it since you first noticed it. You've probably heard it another 4 or 5 times as you just made your way slowly down the main road.
Kind of look back at them and look in the direction. And sorry, what'd you do? I was.
I just wait.
Kind of wait for them. I don't know if I'm supposed to run ahead or not. And I really don't want to get squished.
You would eventually catch back up with
It's
her
a
as she
house.
just continues to look off
I
in the
know.
distance and then back at you, off in the distance and then
I
back
have-
at you.
I mean,
Weird
weren't you going to
foreboding
go see what
feelings.
was going on?
But I wasn't sure if we'd agreed. I just Kesta
Oh.
amused me with her.
Well, I mean, you were gone. You could have been back by now.
Okay. I go again.
You continue running ahead.
Yeah. Till I see something. Unless I get like
I mean-
ridiculously far away.
You know that the farms themselves, whatever this echoing sound, is probably going to take you a few minutes to get to.
I can go a few minutes.
Like,
Like
you
10
can
minutes.
tell that you're hearing the very deadening end of the echo of whatever it is.
Alright. I will run really fast for 10 minutes.
I slow down.
It will take me a while to do that math unless someone else can do that math faster.
I've not been running.
Well,
At your speed,
I was.
you know you
Okay.
can make it in 10
So it's
minutes.
Rico
Okay.
and I and
I'm
then
like-
you.
and
At their speed, it might take a
disappears.
Right.
and then
Like,
Like, I
kinda
just
stop
want to
and
get close
wait for
enough
this.
to see what it is and then I'll run back to them.
Well, hopefully
as you
they don't get.
run close enough, starting to get
ambushed
more and
by
more of
anything.
the central farm that you're mostly running towards
That'd be
into
bad.
frame. In the brief, or in the 10 minutes that you ran, you heard it another 3 or 4 times, continually drawing closer as you got closer to the farm. Give me a perception check as you start to actually get close to it.
Alright. Plus 5 is 16. But I do have that feet thing. I'm hyper observant.
As you glance around trying to just make any measure of detail that you can out of things, you hear it again as it draws your attention to a more central point of it, and you do start to see what appears to be a little bit further beyond the back end of the immediate farm territory, a smaller grove of trees similar to the ones that you had battled the owlbears in previously.
It's like it's moved.
It's growing new.
Alright, it definitely seems to be coming from whatever is in that grove then.
Something over there. It's most of the grove itself is covered by the barns and things of that nature on the farm itself, but you can see just like the top portions of the tree line and being able to see some of the leaves.
Get a little bit closer so I can. Not super close though.
You're not stealthing or anything, are you?
I could try. Actually, I'm pretty good at stealthing. That's true. I forgot that I can do that. I am, however, going to do that thing that I do that makes me really sneaky.
Pass without trade.
Yeah.
So you get a plus 10.
Good, thank you, because I was about to ask what exactly does that do. Yeah. So I
Plus
can
10,
guess.
you don't leave tracks.
Okay. So that would be a 19 plus 6 is 25, and no tracks.
As you
I don't want to get squished.
approach into the actual farmland, you start finding every corner, grove that you can to duck through and behind, weaving your way through the farm until you get to the backside of one of the barns nearest to the collection of trees that you can see over top of it. And as you get to the end of it, seeing the actual large but not nearly as big as the area that you had been in previously, fighting the owlbears, but a sizable gathering of trees that are oddly shaped at first glance. You can roll a perception check as you look around as well.
That is a 17.
As you kind of peek around looking off in that general direction, you hear the same resounding thud, and then you hear what you had thought to be just fainter echoes of it, but you now realize are similar but more sharp versions of the same sound. And then you watch a section of tree just collapse down to the ground from within the forest itself.
I mean, I live in Stratton. That seems louder than usual wood chopping, or does that sound like normal wood chopping?
It's certainly louder, but not ridiculously loud, especially just with the openness of everything around.
Illegal wood chopping.
No, this isn't illegal.
Black market wood chopping.
It's not.
It's not. This is not. Okay. Rowan's voice in my head can just shush. I'm debating between sneaking closer and waiting for you guys.
No, what's the worst that could happen?
I am gonna try to see if I can get eyes on whatever's happening, keeping as far distance as I can.
Alright, you kind of make your way down the far end of the patch of worked soil, keeping the tree line itself in eye of view, but it's maybe about another 160 feet across the tilled land where it's actually at. So it's hard to really get any exact sense of what's going on, but with having watched the tree come crashing down, you're able to pinpoint why you thought the collection looked odd in of itself, as there's a section that has clearly been thinned out along the outer edge of it.
If I go back and tell them someone's just chopping wood, Rowan is going to laugh at me.
That might happen either way.
Okay, I'm going to sneak closer. So if I saw where that one came down, I want to try to go as far from that as I can to then sneak in, so I have some cover when I approach what I assume is making this noise.
Alright, so
I don't have to. I get my key.
want to come around from like the far side of where you saw it land and just make your way through the woods itself?
Essentially, yeah. Do I need to reroll my stealth as I go in, or?
Since to do this, you essentially have to sneak across the just almost open tilled land.
That's
I
what I
would need
want
to
to, like-
stealth check, because you'd have to work your way all
Yeah.
the way around directly in front of where it fell if you wanted to
You
sneak
stealth.
around the open
I think it
area.
lasts for an hour, right? Dark.
Yep.
Okay. Just checking
As
to
long
make
as
sure
you
I'm
don't get
still.
out of 30 feet of yourself.
That's fair. I'll have to work
That
on
would
that.
be
It's the exact same number.
alarming.
I was really hoping to get a better one because it's 9. Well, I rolled a 9
You sneak
Should've got
across
25.
the
because
open dirt fairly well. You don't seem to draw any immediate attention, though as you get into the center of this open area, you do start to notice in the same open tilled land off in the distance, maybe another 200-300 feet away, you do see a handful of figures moving around on it, though they don't seem to be approaching, more to the left and to the right across the open area. But then you're able to make your way to the tree line, continuing from that point around to the furthest point you think from where the tree had fallen.
just gonna sneak my way in really quietly. Just want to see what it is, so I have something better than it's someone chopping trees suspiciously. Because I don't see Rowan taking that seriously.
It's
As you sneak into the forest, give me another stealth check, since now there's more to watch out for.
It is one less, so 24.
You sneak in, doing a
Here.
solid job of making sure not to step on any obvious loose branches that hang down, nothing of that sort. Having spent a bit of time recently, especially not just growing up, but just in your recent adventures within varied forests, you watch out for certain things you come to look out for. And as you kind of lose your sense of exactly where you are in it for a second, it's instantly due north back to you as you hear another heavy crack, but no secondary following to it. Following that along, you eventually get to an area where you see 2 individuals standing just in a collection of trees. They don't seem to notice you as you approach, and they are both just looking at a single tree.
Where's my... What do they look like? Are they human? Or
One is halfling, one is gnome.
they're 2 tiny people?
2 gnomes.
I just kind of want to sit there and listen to them for a bit.
Alright, as you sit there, give me a perception check.
I don't remember which one it was that I wanted to roll now. Oh well. It was not you. 12.
the little bit of minimal conversation that you seem to notice them having is not loud enough to really make every word out. You get the clear sense that they are apparently focused on the trees as they talk, and then they both suddenly start saying the same thing a little bit louder than the general talk, but you instantly recognize that it's no longer just conversation, more now a something similar to what you've noticed occasionally Kesta or Rowan having to do before performing their magics. They seem to be speaking, and then you hear a heavy resounding thud as there's a sudden impact from nowhere to the side of the tree, and the entire thing, roots and all, just start to kind of give a bit and tear from the ground.
That's quite effective. Alright, well,
Interesting.
explains a lot. Alright. Are they acting like suspiciously, like they're trying to do this surreptitiously? They seem
No,
to just,
I mean, you would be able to tell that there's clearly no way that they can do this without being heard.
Well, yeah.
So there'd be very little chance that someone would try something like this just so
Yeah.
blatantly.
Nope, looks good. I'm gonna sneak my way back out of that forest and essentially just run really fast back to them.
You just start sneaking through the open area, getting back to the side of the forest and the barn where you initially were, and just darting back off into the open plains.
I still don't see her.
Did you come
Had you
back to
guys,
us?
the three of you, continued
I waited for
walking
you guys
forward?
to-
Yeah.
Or did you
Yes.
stop?
We kept going.
We ended up catching up with Kesta.
Yeah. Like, what about you, Rowan? What do your elven eyes see?
What does your character vision see?
Nothing.
Yeah, she's not there yet.
As you continue just slowly walking towards the farmlands in the distance,
Balancing the hammer as we walk.
you walk for about... I mean, I guess you would walk for about 10, 11 minutes, starting to see more and more of the farm come in, but still knowing you've got a couple more minutes of walking before you're actually there. As you can all give the perception checks.
Hey.
13.
I get nothing to perception, so that's a 19.
21.
It's pretty good.
As all three of you would be able to notice, suddenly looking kind of going over the horizon of the farmland, trying to put it all together, and having continued to hear the occasional heavy thud coming more and more clear, you'd suddenly be drawn to a central figure, drawing closer and closer at a fairly rapid pace before you one by one start to recognize it as Katya.
Do we see the forest then?
From this point, you would not see any of the actual tree line just yet.
Alright. Hello.
So, there's a little copse of trees past some farm buildings back there. There is a little gnome and a little halfling, and they are magically chopping down the trees quite effectively, I might add.
So we're going to investigate
Oh, we could talk to them. I mean, they might be helpful. but-
lumberjacks.
Magical. Tiny magical lumberjacks. Yes, good job, Rowan. Anyways, but we could ask them if they wanted help, or we could just continue on to the Feywood.
You want us to help magical lumberjacks? I don't know any magic to help cut down trees.
I didn't say help. I said we could ask them if they would be interested in helping us deal with the woods after the fact.
Sure,
They
why
seem
not?
quite effective. I
I am curious to see how they are magically.
will describe how they magic just the two of them, and they say something together, and then
Was it cutting or was it just pushing? Like,
Based on her description, it definitely seems to be just a sheer force, heavily impacting and almost just pushing the tree, roots and all, out of the ground.
can I make an arcana to see if I know what this
Yeah, you can roll an
spell
arcana
even
check.
might be?
It's a really good mage hand.
It's a 17.
Based on her descriptions, though she can't really recall the vocal components that seem to be involved with it, it sounds like perhaps not the broadly used version, but some means of variated thunderwave, perhaps.
It is making a loud sound as well.
It's true. We did hear lots of noise.
You're not wrong.
So, I mean, we could talk to them now, or we could
I
come
mean,
back.
it's either
and-
like Thunderwave or telekinesis.
Yeah, but
Telekinesis
if
is
it's
really the
making,
only magic you can cast that would push something to.
but if it's making that loud clap, then it's probably.
So, I mean, we could just make note of them and come back and ask them, talk to them later, or we could go talk to them now. As
Well, we've
you
already
guys are kind of
gone
already...
out of our way to come this far. We might as well.
Okay. And I start to run back and then realize that they don't go this fast. I should walk slowly.
So she just runs a couple hundred feet away. Yep, you just slowly makes your way back to you. And then as the group of you just walk right into the main portion of the farmland, you're not trying to be stealthy anymore.
No.
No.
I mean, we're
We're
literally
gonna
in
hide
our.
from these legitimate farmers. What was I thinking?
All of you. What are all of your ACs?
I mean, technically, these guys are all within our domain, like
Yes.
our region. So we should definitely
But
introduce
you didn't have to
ourselves.
hide from them in the first
they
place.
are within our
I didn't know what
domain.
you were.
Well, you're
so.
fast enough to run away.
Yes,
Hey, this is our territory now.
it is.
You only grow stuff for us now.
You pay the tax. We're gonna burn your shit down.
It'd be a terrible thing if something bad were to happen.
I get to hit things?
You get to break kneecaps.
Whoa, whoa. Sounds like a good idea.
But I have the money. He likes breaking kneecaps.
It's balancing my hammer. Ooh, drop it, smash, break a rock.
But putting
Guess the
no
reds are
effort
perfect,
towards
Yeah.
hiding of any measure as you enter in, you hardly make it 15, 20 feet into the property itself before you start to see a couple of figures from one of the nearest barns kind of poke their heads out of some large doorways, and a couple of them approach while you hear other ones hollering off. One of the figures approaches. This one he approaches is human.
This is obviously suspicious. He's not a halfling or a gnome.
Something's up.
Welcome to y'all.
Hello.
You lost?
Not quite. We heard a loud whacking.
Oh yeah, you're
Noise.
hearing them clearing the forest back there.
Yes, and our friend here says they are doing it magically, and we were just
Oh yeah, it's been more effective.
we were
Two
just
of them got something they do.
hoping to speak with them.
Oh,
That's
well,
Not too much trouble.
should be fine. Just go ahead, go around the actual farm. If we get too much foot traffic through there, we gotta retail it before it can be used.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Batten.
Batten?
Batten, yeah.
Batten.
Alright, you're gonna be wanting to meet up with Calvin and Gender.
Literally gender.
It's Gendar. but-
Okay.
No.
Accents, talent.
Gendar rolls.
We are
I
the Notable
I don't
Nobodies.
mess with gender.
We have been assigned by the Watch to this area, so like, I will do our spiel. If you have any need of our services or anything, you have any troubles, please find us at the in Ginhat, right outside. You can find us.
Oh, alright. I'll make sure to let everyone know. We usually make a way up to Ginhat every week or two.
I will also kind of make conversation. I don't know if you guys want to walk ahead, but just kind of like casually mention the whole possible Stratson interest moving in. That's the latest news, etc.
Oh,
So we're looking at trying to do up the town a bit more. We get some more development in this area. It could be great for everyone.
oh yeah. Just let us know how that goes. And
That's nice.
How far away is this place from the Feywoods?
It's you had to go in the opposite direction from the main road you had been following, so you're already about 5 hours away. So I mean, you're no more than 5.5 or so hours from it.
Right. Have you had any strange
Good
things
weather.
happen around here recently in the last few weeks or so?
How big are your bunny rabbits?
Show us your hairs.
I mean, nothing nothing too strange. We get some critters in every now and then, but nothing larger than some wild boar or something like that. Some large rodents, maybe.
Insight check. It's bad. It's 11.
It's hard to read. Maybe he's either really good at just playing it even keel to keep this secret, or he's just not that interesting enough things are happening around here.
Fair enough. Alright, I'm just curious. Well, I guess we'll make a way then.
Alright,
Yeah.
you ever come back around, feel free to stop by, let us know how things going there. I mean, it wouldn't be against the village getting a little bit more in its hands, as the more they have, the better off for us as well.
Yeah.
Just a bit far to travel to be too involved with it for us, though.
But if they increase production there, they'll need to buy more food.
Yeah.
Alright.
As he just, again, kind of points you off in the direction that you'll find the two of them, and by this point a few other figures have come around and aren't approaching you, but stand off in the air, just kind of like, oh, we got visitors.
I give him, I think I have 3 cards left. I give him one of them.
Okay.
I've still got Thunder Talon posters from our time in Hillside.
I gotta get some more ink.
Wonder why.
It's gonna be here in like it'll be here when we get back. It's only like a day out. It's all good.
I'm gonna secretly start a Thunder Talons fan club. I'm gonna be the chairman.
Oh,
Rico would join it.
they seem delightful.
But
So
the
yeah.
four of you will be able to work your way around the farmland itself to the side till you arrive at the area where you had first watched one of the trees come crashing out of the tree line, Katia. You would have, since your conversation, you would have heard us just a single more time of the heavy echoing crack and thud.
I let them take the lead because I don't really
Yeah.
talk to magic people. So
Well, I do.
this seems like a you thing.
I was under the impression that only like official Stratson people were allowed to.
Only the
That's-
Darkenshire Forest.
Yeah, that's for
Anywhere
the-
else doesn't matter. Darkenshire Forest is for Strats and
That's
only.
why this Feywood is such an interesting thing. It's not part of the Darkenshire
Yep.
Forest.
Right. That's my bad. I thought we were like on the perimeter of the Darkenshire first.
Nope, you're closer to the coast of Keebrick than you are the forest line at this point.
We
Yep,
ran
we've
off.
gone farther northwest. Or
We ran
north
off into the farmland.
east.
Fair enough.
And you would have, in your time on Keebrick, learned that with the Darkenshire Forest essentially being 90% or more of all woodlands on Keebrick, they've not really cared, Stratson that is, about the other dottings that make up the other 7 to 10%.
Sure.
Alright. Make our way downtown.
Working your way through the forest line, being able to tell that it's not a huge grouping of trees, but thick enough to where you can't just spot where you're going immediately. One of you can give me a survival check, or Katya can do it with advantage since she was already here.
Sure. 19?
Coming in it from a different direction than you did, you're still able to kind of pinpoint whereabouts you've been watching them. Making it in that same general direction, as well as noticing that while perhaps pushed to the side a bit from where you watched it crash down, the large tree that you watched come down is still right where it had been, which gives you a bit of a beeline to follow as well along the way.
I should climb on top of the tree and stand there. Hello!
So you would eventually get within range of where you had been watching, and while you don't immediately see them, you do start to hear the similar toned mumbling conversation seemingly coming from the opposite side of a fairly large tree you stand in
I
front
do
of.
just climb over that tree. Hello!
Oh, this tree has not come down yet, so it's
Oh.
still like 20.
Well, no,
or
she,
30.
I'm
she, she
not.
definitely climbs up and then down it to go instead of just around.
Never mind, just walk around it. Call out so they don't like knock down the tree on us. Hello, hello, hello.
As you get within range and start shouting out, you would notice an immediate halt to the murmured conversation as one by one, two shorter heads come darting around.
Hello there.
What are you guys doing here? We're allowed to do this.
We're not trying to stop you.
No, well,
We
are you new farmhands? Did they hire someone else?
We're the nobodies.
I float one of the cards.
Is the one that's talking kind of comes walking around and grabs it. Oh, you're the ones that are staying in that wagon out front of Ginhat now, right?
Yeah, that's the castle.
And only.
That's the name of the wagon, is the
Oh.
castle.
Good name, good name.
Yes.
One card left.
We just happened to be passing by and hear your work happening, and not knowing what really was going on, we came to investigate.
Well, we're getting into the later months, so these are a little easier to get knocked over.
Yes, I was told you were knocking them over magically. I was curious as to what spells exactly you were using.
Oh, well, are any of you magically inclined yourselves?
Yes.
Oh, well,
Rico, put your hand down.
I can do magic.
I have seen him do fantastic magic.
well, maybe you can't do what we're talking about, but you might have an understanding at least of some bits of it. But I mean, I'm sure you've likely heard of Thunderwave. Then.
Yes.
My friend here, he's done a bit more study than I have, and he came up with, upon the knowledge of how to kind of focus Thunderwave rather than it coming out in a wider range, you can kind of pinpoint it down, and it's a bit more forceful, harder to withstand the impact from it and not be knocked over. So we found that it works for knocking over these trees once they start to just naturally weaken themselves in the later months. It saves us from having to just have large stumps everywhere that we've got to then pull out and get all the animals focused on that. We could just knock it all over and we've got a brand new hole to plant something else in.
That's fascinating.
Well, I'm glad you think so.
And I'm going to start talking to him about... Wait, was it him or his friend who had... It was his friend who had...
Yeah, it was his friend that had come upon the tomes that showed how to do things of this nature.
Is Calvin the halfling then, and Gendar is the gnome?
Gendar.
Gendar is the gnome.
Yes.
Okay.
And as he's pointing over, it would be Calvin that was apparently the one that discovered the alteration, and Jindar is the one that's doing the talking right now. As you start talking with Calvin more, do the rest of you have anything that you wanted to speak with
I
Jindar about?
wander off to look at the tree or something. I don't know.
No, I'll kind of like hang back in Rowan's conversation.
Yes, I'm going to go talk to
So you're going to talk to him about magic?
Calvin. Oh, yes.
Okay, sound like she
This
walks
is-
off and you guys walk like, oh, so I guess it's my turn to tell everyone about Stratson might be coming to Ginhat to start a foresting thing.
Oh, from, well, that's good if they actually stick around this time. I hear
Yeah, we're trying to bring some more work into Ginhat to get
wonderful.
that city a little more bustling. Your technique might be helpful. That might help draw them if the people who know how to do it can teach other people.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll be completely honest. I don't know if he's just wanting to teach everyone how to do this. It's fun and it's good use knocking down trees, but you find a way to focus it too much, and I mean, you can just punch holes through people. We don't want people.
Well, I mean-
doing
I
that.
suddenly come back and start listening.
So wait, you're saying that we can learn how to do this?
Well, no, even he hasn't learned how to do it that much, but there's nothing stating with how he's figured out how to do it to this length that you couldn't do it more, but it's again nothing that he's willing to put out there to public knowledge, let alone a company like the size of Stratson.
I was thinking more for like us.
Well, you do realize that if Stratson comes, you ain't gonna be in charge.
Yeah, it's more just for recreational use.
See, and that's why I'm pretty sure that's exactly why he don't teach people, because the recreational use of it could prove to be very non-recreational.
As this conversation starts happening, other people are talking again. I go lean up against the tree that's knocked over, and just kind of sitting on the ground.
I mean, again, that'd be something that you probably want to. I mean, that might even be what they're talking about over there right
What
now.
is plants
Well,
used
I
to
assumed I
cook
was
with?
talking to the same person because I was hanging around.
Oh, well, you were talking to the person he was talking
Yeah, you were
to,
talking
which is
to
a different person.
Gendar.
Yeah.
Okay. So I
Um,
march over there.
I'll start showing you.
As you walk over. So you're interested in what exactly?
I'm very interested in how you managed to alter the spell to turn it into what it is now.
It's a lot of study, a lot of focus on one particular thing. I had access to plenty of smart people, way better at this than I am back when I was in Minoris, where I came upon this kind of alteration. I can't take the full credit for it. I'm just the one who's out here doing it now. They stayed there and I took the knowledge and I'm trying to not do too much harm with it.
I see. Would you be willing to share the knowledge at all?
Well, I can't say that I really know you all well enough to put something like this in your hands. You all are still young and you're learning. I'd recommend you just enjoy having the power to just propel things through the air with the thunder wave that you got, and maybe when you're another 100 or so years older and you've learned a bit more, I might be able to.
Listening to this, I start giggling.
I'm just gonna say, that seems reasonable, I suppose.
I guess just
I don't have a thunder wave, so I would need that part first.
Well, yeah, I didn't create new magic. I'm just honing in base. So if you can't cast the base, then you ain't gonna be able to cast what I do.
Well, that's why you've got to teach me.
Well, that's again not exactly what I do. I learned. I didn't teach, and as you can see, I kind of just clear forests now.
I just like start pulling out gold pieces, not giving them to him, just like kind of holding them. I'm like,
Well,
how much?
to teach you the base magic, again, that's going to take you some time. You can't pay the time away it's going to take you to learn a spell that you just aren't capable of doing.
Do you have a spell book? And do you?
Do I do, yeah.
I don't think I have the money to even like copy a spell down because I'm poor.
No, I don't really use that. I don't think. Do sorcerers use spell books?
No.
I didn't think so.
They're magically innate.
I think you can get one, but it's not
You could have one as a journal, sure.
I don't need one of those. My magic comes from my natural talent.
Yes, we know.
But, I mean, if y'all ever need some trees removed from your front yard or something, by all means, feel free to hit us up, and we wouldn't mind. You seem like nice enough folk. We wouldn't mind doing you a favor, but I can't teach you that.
I'm gonna start asking him stuff about like the fundamental. Did they change the wording, like the fundamental wording of the spells, along with like
Roll
any
a
of the
persuasion
just, like,
check at disadvantage.
get into some real nerd stuff with like, oh, it's terrible. It's actually bad, really bad. Persuasion. I don't think yeah, that's a 5.
I'll come back to you guys.
You ask a few questions
Yes,
here and there,
Thank you.
but don't really get any clear sense of definite answer on any of them.
If
A
you're
lot of
not
times he
able
even
to
goes
do
as
anything
far
with
as
the
to
trees
blatantly
in
say
the
that
in the
were he to give
forest,
you the information
right
that you
now,
are looking for,
perhaps this gentleman would
it would
provide
only
us with some lumber that we
further
could take back to at least
essentially
get
be
started.
giving you access to
Well, I assume
learn
they have
these
some use
methods
for this
on your
lumber that they're
own. And
doing this with right
again,
now.
that's what he's trying to
But
prevent is
they might be
people
quite good
having
at
this in the first
helping
place.
us
All right.
break down some of the
I'll have to test
Feywood
on my own.
as we needed. As their method seems quite
Or just,
good.
experimenting in the open is never a good idea.
Yeah, and he won't teach me.
Speak for what are you doing?
I'm drawn in the dirt.
But
Oh.
is there anything else that I can help you with?
Where do you live here, or do you?
Oh yeah, we all have our various huts and locations around the farms.
All right. I was just curious. Where did you learn how to do this,
Oh, I studied in Menoris.
Menoris?
Yeah, he already said that.
I wasn't listening.
He wasn't listening. Now he cares.
Yes. Specifically where in Menoris?
Probably at the wizard school in
Shut your
Norris.
face.
I thought you were smart.
We just start like heckling him from a few.
Just leaning up
away.
against a tree, eating some candy,
Drawn in dirt.
drawn in the dirt.
And I'm huffy. Does he want to teach me magic?
I don't know the time.
Because you love when people tell you you're too young.
Ooh,
I have a
love it
spell
when
I
people
can.
tell me no in general.
I have a spell I can test with. Burning hands. Instead of like a cone, I can just maybe get a line, a concentrated line of fire.
Then you'll have the whatever scorcher.
I have no idea.
There's a spell called Scorcher that does the same thing.
Is it Agonizer or Scorcher?
Yeah.
I forgot I occasionally actually name things easy to remember things. It is simply the Arcana Academy of Keybrick.
Told ya.
That is like uneasy.
Yeah, it was like literally down the road from the Wash's headquarters. I don't know if it actually was. I'm just talking crap to.
This is the person who has a hard time with direction and distance. Just for some reason, like, duh, it's right there.
I mean, I really don't. It was just all a make fun of
Yeah.
Rico thing, or not Rico, Rowan.
Information.
Make fun
Make
of
fun
yourself.
of yourself. Yes.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It's just been.
No, not a problem. If you don't mind, we're gonna
No, please.
finish our rest so we can get this one cleared before we have to take the rest of the day off.
So is this just work you do around the farms, or are you willing to go out and do? I wasn't listening when they were having
Oh,
the conversation. I wasn't close enough.
Well, this is just one of the things we do for the farm.
I just meant like if we needed you to come clear some stuff for us, you'd be willing to come help us with that.
Oh, it depends. We're not clearing anything out of the forest.
Oh no, that's Stratson stuff.
Yeah, but
No,
I
that's
mean,
illegal.
if you came across something like this, needed it knocked down, but didn't have the time to or the people to go about it, we'd help you out. If it was going to be a long-term job, we might, ask for some pay. But
Right.
if you got a few trees that need knocked over, we can help you
Stand
with that.
up, like, oh, that's perfect.
How many
we might
trees
have a job
can you
where
do
you're
in a
like,
day?
I mean, that always depends on how well rooted they still are, but you come across ones that are about what we expect, and we could probably do 4 or 5. Then we would need to rest for most of the day, but we could probably knock out a few more before nightfall. So, I mean, on a good day with plenty of rest, maybe we could get 10.
All right. Very good. Do you mind if we? I would like to watch. At
How do you
the.
want to see?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it's only going to take a few more shots to get her knocked over. And you guys, they kind of
I
just
just,
motion
like-
you to the side.
Yep.
I sit back down.
As they then, you see them going through much of what you recognize to be the casting requirements for Thunderwave. Nothing obviously different about it, though every so often you do think the mumbling of the incantation, you think you hear them slur at certain points of it in vague, exactly discernible ways. And then as the magic finishes, you can see the cast come out, though instead of being an instant wave of force in the 15-foot area, it is certainly a more violent, tight, 5-foot wide burst that goes out from each of them, slamming into the tree. You watch a clear bit of indent to the tree as sections of bark immediately around the area give and shatter about. The heavy, echoing, thunderous roar echoing through the trees, escaping through the open areas beyond, as you then watch the tree just crack over a bit, still holding its ground, but definitely giving. They go through it again. One more as you then hear the heavy series of responding cracks as it continues to just give and tear from the ground, landing flat along the dirt itself.
Oh, that smells. You could probably do that with a hammer.
Oh, I bet you I could. But Rowan's really interested in this, so
As,
Well, I
and
was
then,
too. But can you believe these guys?
despite it being a clearly magical effort, you can tell a bit of just wear on was there. Alright, we're gonna head back and have ourselves a rest for a bit before we finish out the night, so we can walk you back to the farms.
Certainly.
And then head you back towards around the farms itself to the farmhouse out front, where they wave to a few of the people that you had talked to previously who see them still finishing up things around the front. They, alright, safe travels, and again, feel free to stop by and whenever you're in the area.
Alright.
Then just walk in through the front doors of the house, leaving you alone in the front yard of the farmhouse itself.
Oh, we will.
Rowan is excited.
you're actually smiling.
Yes.
I pass you a chocolate.
Thank you. Where did you get these?
Anyways, so I forget what I was
He's got a
going to
little
ask.
chocolate on his face. It looks like he's been eating some already.
I'm not surprised. And I'm gonna just start. He's just gonna start like kind of like thinking off to himself like.
So as I handed, here's have a chocolate. So in all of your little documentary, do you have the knowledge that you need to, I don't know, claim this Feywood for the Notable Nobodies? I'm sure there would be paperwork involved.
Yes.
I'm thinking we should probably.
Was that a yes because there will be paperwork involved, or yes, you know how to make the paperwork?
Both.
Ah, thank you.
Fantastic. You might want to get started on that before someone else finds it and tries to stake a claim to it. I mean,
Yes.
I pass you another chocolate. You know, you should maybe
Bribing your own teammates.
get started on that as we're, going now. Because
I think Kathy is Skinner boxing us.
Probably.
shh, Keston, shh. Here, have some more chocolate.
But I see no problem with this right now.
You can't make noise if your mouth's full of chocolate.
Huffle eating my chocolate.
You make your way back to the main road.
Yeah. He actually twisted his hand the other way.
Can you pass these over too?
As we're walking, you're
I
like making the
sacrifice
hand
those to
motions.
the god who seems to
And the
influence
twist you
things.
make it like it's actually the other way.
Oh, this isn't full Thunderwave.
Oh, was it for then?
A different spell.
Okay. What spell?
One you've probably seen me do before.
You didn't have to make any hand motions when you summoned all. Oh, the fiery hands thing?
Maybe. Possibly.
Well, it's not for the shield thing, you just usually go like that, and that's there.
Yes.
So it's
yes,
got to be
it is.
the. Oh.
It's full burning hands. Yes.
That sounds boring, and then I walk off.
That's about the reaction I expected.
As he leads you off along the road, you eventually arrive back at the main path, knowing that you've got to follow it for a few more hours before being able to jut off towards the direction of the forest itself. That's where we're going to take a break.
Okie dokes.
Thank you for watching. We'll be right back. Try to make this as quick as possible, but stick around. We'll be back with more Misadventures.
We are good at that.
Hey, I'm Rico. Rico Del Rico. Fame, glory, money. What more can a guy ask for? Besides, I've been fighting monsters and wolves my entire life. At least that's what I tell everyone. How hard can it be? Starting your own adventuring crew, going out to help Keybrick clear out its problems and monsters, all in a day's work with someone with my strength and smile.
My name is Kesta Vanille, and now that I'm 15 and a grown adult, I need to get a job of my own. I don't really know yet what I'm going to be doing, and these guys are a little weird, but I guess they'll do for adventuring partners. I don't think they appreciate my value yet, but I am used to people doubting me, and I do not back down from a challenge.
My name is Rowan Leandel. I have been instructed in the ancient elven art of blade singing, and am now looking to make a name for myself as a prominent adventurer. With my practiced blade and skill in the arcane arts, rising above the average trash of Keybrick will be quick and easy.
I'm really not into talking without having something to say. The others do that enough. Someone needs to keep an eye on things. That is why I stay in the shadows, ready to pounce. If you need me, I'll be keeping an eye on things.
Hello again and welcome back.
Welcome back.
As you all have been progressing down the main dirt path that serves as the really only viable road through your territory, you left step by step the farms back in the distance, and seemingly with every step that they grow further away, you start to notice and see more and more of the strange forest come more and more into frame.
Has it gotten even bigger since the last time we saw it? A couple of days ago.
As you first start to see it, it's hard to really tell, and even as you get to the point where you start to veer off the road towards it, it's not exactly the easiest to tell, but you can give me a perception check to try and gauge its size.
Check.
Ooh,
14.
12.
21.
14 as well.
I got a 13.
Because
I said 14. Sure you did.
They
14.
argue about how observant they are.
I feel like I make out just slightly more detail than you.
Got to 14.
But as you all try to gauge whether or not it's grown anymore, most of you are unable to really tell. It's certainly larger than it should be based on your first and second meeting with it. You, however, Katya, can tell that as you start to draw nearer to it, that it has grown since you were last here just days ago, and at a quick guess is maybe now somewhere over 300 feet in size.
That is a very large forest. But, I mean, comparatively to where it was when we first met it.
My first meeting with a forest.
I'm sorry, if anything is like a living personality, it's a Feywood. Yes, I'm not treated nicely.
Okay.
Just like remembering nightmare stories about.
Okay, so into the woods.
You continue approaching, eventually drawing just within 15-20 feet of the nearest portion of the forest line itself. You continue pushing in.
Yep.
No, yeah.
Who's leading the way?
Rico.
Apparently Rico.
I'll be right next to him.
Give me a survival check from Rico.
We have our usual 2x2 formation.
It's an 18.
Alright. As you all fully enter into the forest line, following in a roundabout way behind the direction of Rico, give me perception checks to start to look around.
3.
12.
6.
10.
Alright.
Roll initiative.
As you're glancing around, it's hard to really tell any difference. Most of you don't see anything obvious other than just the size and the awkward build of these trees. You do occasionally see 1 or 2 gatherings of the strangely colored fungus that you know may or may not actually be dangerous, and they may just be fungus. However, you, Katya, over the course of the first 50, 60 feet into the forest line, start to see, darting very slowly between one tree and another, the strange, round, leafy-looking eyes that you had previously encountered. But they seem to just drift through and vanish behind or into other trees.
Watch out for those. And I like point out a couple.
Yeah, I have to imagine that there's more of all of these things too if there's more trees.
Yes.
So,
I touch a tree and I close my eyes. Does the tree tell me anything?
No.
Okay.
Kester, what are you doing?
I was seeing if maybe I could talk to the tree telepathically. But it didn't work.
Have you ever spoken to things telepathically?
No, but it's a crazy alternate dimension tree. I thought maybe it was worth a shot.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay.
So we're trying to, like, get to the center of this.
Maybe.
I mean, that'd probably be the best bet as to
Yeah.
where it would be going.
Yes.
You continue following along the direction of Rico for a few more moments, and eventually, after now being in the woods themselves for 4 or 5 minutes following behind the direction of Rico, Katya, you would just notice at the last second a strange plaque almost as your attention is drawn to it, and you see a very basic wooden sign just hanging on a gnarled bit of bark on one tree.
What does it say?
As you read it, it is
So it's like,
Gnarl sparkly.
it is uncommon.
oh, okay.
And simply says, "Go back."
Guys,
Yes?
I have found a strange foreboding sign.
What?
I point at the strange foreboding sign.
Huh.
Go
Interesting.
back, huh? Well, I'm not
Well,
gonna sign
obviously
something.
we're
I
not going
like
to do
knock
that,
on the
but
sign. Hello?
You knock on the
Anyone
sign.
around? Yeah, like
You knock on it, see it just shake a bit
Yeah.
as it is
Anyone?
clearly just has a bit of woven root or vine almost that seems to just make up the strap that holds it in place against the tree.
not knocking on it. Sorry, not knocking on it. Like I expect someone to answer the sign. Like just kind of like knocking on it to make like hello, hello. Someone's here to make a sign.
yeah, something that can actually
Could we
speak. and
could we talk?
Maybe
I mean,
it was that
you
thing we
guys
saw
could
that
write
night
comments.
when we were leaving the forest.
I don't know. But, we'd love to chat
Weren't we quite far from the forest at that point?
about the forest.
You could walk, can't you?
That seems a long way to go.
Maybe they're just trying to figure out what we were because we were in their forest.
Give me a perception check.
Perhaps.
No.
I'm not going to use that dice anymore. 11.
14.
7.
Maybe I am expecting someone to answer the sign.
As you knock, calling out, the rest of you have your bit of conversation while looking around. You spot a few moving about rabbits, having them pointed out to you and watching out for them in the time. You see the occasional just balloon eye vanish and pop out of, but there's no response.
I mean, we still have to figure out what's causing all this, so to the center then?
Alright, I just like talk out to like, alright, well, we have to continue on because it's our responsibility. We'd love to just, oh wait, yeah. And just follow Rico, like, yeah, this isn't working.
Can I just like knock the sign down as I walk by it?
Oh, that's rude.
Sure, it's very loosely attached. You just kind of push to the side of it and tumbles down to the ground.
Sorry about your sign. I
I
continue
pick
walking.
it up and like, that's just rude.
Yeah, well, I'm not letting a sign tell me what to do.
You could just ignore it. It doesn't mean you have to smack it.
You're right.
Fireball.
I like do a double take and go. I walk away, not trusting this new. Yeah.
As soon as you turn around, you hear
Yeah.
the. But you continue along.
Very much.
As you do, following along, give me another survival check.
Natural 20.
Right.
Total would be 23.
Using what bit of information you've gathered over your previous times here, not really staking out or following any tracks necessarily, just kind of pinpointing and trying to find a means towards the center of this, I presume.
Yeah.
You start following around general directions, weaving around thicker bits of brush, and you get to a portion. Actually, give me another perception check as you are following around behind Rico.
I don't like that at all.
There we go.
15.
18.
8.
19.
Who had the 18?
18. 19.
Katya and Rico. You would notice another sign, maybe 2 or 3 minutes past the other one. This one, similar wood, similar looking paint across it, but this one says, no, really, go back.
I do like the same thing. Seriously, we love to chat with you about that because it's actually conflict of our prerogatives. Anyone?
I have no idea what any of that means. I'm going to the center of the forest.
Yeah. What? See, that's why. And I just like follow him like I told you.
Another sign.
I do like what he like. I'm giving her a sign. Just leave it. Be the bigger person.
Alright.
You are supposed to be a grown woman, and I just walk off after Rico and let her do whatever it
I
is. she
am a
does.
grown woman. I say as I mage handed down to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, like, this sign won't stop me. I can't read. I'll just keep going. Say it quietly to myself.
As you continue along, following behind Rico, give me, just Rico, give me a perception check.
12. Perception is 12.
As you are continuing to lead them along, you get to a point where you can't really maneuver around a collection of brush, so you start just clearing a way through it. The brush, a bit of resistance, though nothing you're too caught off guard by. As you're leading your way around one tree, you place your hand on the tree, and for a moment you get a few pricks in your hand as you then just pull your hand back and look around just as you watch what appears to be a thick, almost neon-esque green branch of sorts just come swinging out to slam into your chest.
Yep, sounds about right.
And it is going to be... $23 to hit.
Oof.
As the thick branch just seems to come out of nowhere, slamming
Does it
into
look like
you.
it's attached to something, or is it just like a trap that I might have tripped over?
You'll take 12 and so 14 total damage, 12 of it bludgeoning, 2 of it piercing.
So 10 bludgeoning and 2 piercing, so 12 total. Or no, 9. 11 total.
As it slams into you, you are knocked back, the rest of you instantly noticing the quick blur of motion before the heavy slam upon the armor of Rico, as you would then also notice that almost immediately beyond the side of the tree that you'd been working, another plant, maybe just a few inches shorter than you, had almost seemingly grown out of it. Large, the thick green branch type arms of it extending out on either side, covered in black dots and a complete lining of fine razor-like needle points. You can give me, as you would all start to see this as well, you can give me nature checks just before you roll initiative.
I got a natural 20.
I got a 10.
8.
The rest of you behind Rico, unable to get as good of a view on it or unable to really put a whole lot of detail to what just happened, possibly a trap, maybe another living plant of the area that you've encountered. You seeing it as it also seems to just lurch forward a bit, peeling from the rutted ground, recognize this as a very rare, you've never personally seen one or encountered one, but you've heard stories of these sentient large cacti called cactids. Very aggressive and territorial, but very rare, and you, like I said, never
It's a
encountered
cactus
one.
person.
As will then roll initiative as that you watch the other arms start to just lunge around.
This is going
There
so
we go.
well, too. I've rolled 7s and 8s every single roll in the last, like, 6 rolls.
15.
Alright, and then as that is being set up, we
I
will
made a text character. What do you want?
Yeah.
to the battle loading.
Battle loading.
That's true. We got it.
They can still hear.
They can still hear.
They can hear us.
Guys, cactuses
They'll
hate
know we're
water.
crazy now.
Cactus
This is
hate water?
water. All right, Kesta. Everyone, grab your water bottles.
We are going to find that
What
little
kids?
gnome lady, and I am going to pound her into the dirt.
But no lady.
That one that's in front of you.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Why?
She stole my javelin of lightning.
Oh.
And by that I mean I threw it at her, and
Okay.
it's in her.
Well, she didn't look
and
like a
she
gnome.
ran away with
she
it.
was just a little old lady who.
I don't care what she
Had
was.
a Fantastic.
She is
I
going
wasn't
to
relevant.
I forgot you guys play on Sunday.
If I meet her
Yes.
again, she's going to be a corpse.
I did love that it was like, you see that little old lady who was like fussing at you outside. She handed themselves to them. It was fantastic.
That is not. She stunned me the very first round, and then afterward, she regretted life.
You can
It's
still
true.
do this for Sunday.
No. We
So there's minis then that could represent us too.
Yeah. Here, this can be me. I don't know where my cat is.
Oh, you get to be this person.
The monk with the
You get to be
punch
Dravius.
fist.
This is also a punch these. I do have like boxes of minis over there if you guys want to look through.
I mean, there's a guy standing there that literally has a shield.
That's
This is a
Natali.
girl.
But it
There's
works.
a girl that's literally standing there that has a shield that works.
That's fine.
I guess.
Natali.
I'll be the chair.
That's a brazier, but it's fine.
I'll be the brazier.
I think there is like a whole box of miniatures like right behind you guys if you want to look through them.
Fine, you've convinced me.
Yeah, like.
I want to be the stapler.
Please don't. Please don't.
You don't get to do that.
Yes. Okay. There's more stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Only suitable menus.
They both grab. They all
Oh, yeah.
giant monsters.
I thought that was
yes.
mine for a moment. I don't know what this is, but I want to be it. Is that a troll?
It's I think that's actually a Warhammer thing.
It might be.
Because Yeah, I think that's where you got that from.
I am the remote.
Is that a
guy.
tiefling?
Perfect.
Sick.
There you go. Oh, you don't want to be the dog.
Is it a bard?
Oh, look, 14.
It's not some mind flayers.
Does that look like Kesta?
No, but it was.
Sovereign!
Here we go. Was this Ray?
There you go. That could work for Rowan. There actually might be a female caster in there too.
There, is that not? No, I think it's the
The
auntie.
auntie.
I mean, yes, you can pretend to be a auntie.
There's a hag.
Aww. Guess it's too fast.
This lady has
That'll-
fire.
That'll actually work.
There
It's a
you
lady
go.
with fire.
Lady with fire. Rowan.
Oh wait, is the dwarf in there with the shield and the hammer?
Are you talking about my dwarf?
No, Bo's dwarf.
I don't.
Technically, actually, it's my dwarf.
This
but
guy?
That's
He's got a hammer, and he's a dwarf.
Yeah, but he's holding a shield too. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I've got something that could be in place right there. But
Yeah. You even have like a backpack on.
is that all the minis from this one box? So I can. Yep, okay.
Yeah. I think we've all got people's now.
No, there's also this tiefling lady. Ooh, this one's
No.
really cool.
So I bought one of those, and then I found my other one. So now I have two of those tiefling warlocks.
Nice.
I found that awesome orc with the two,
Yeah.
and it's on its way.
Oh lord.
I'm gonna paint it up.
Like hello. I'm over there is the girl with the cat. Yeah. All the elements are represented. They're just not.
Ah yes, cat, fire.
Ragey person, shield, sword, like shield or shield,
Oh.
hammer.
I was like, yes, all four elements.
Cat,
I meant-
shield, fire.
Yes, those are the elements.
By our powers combined, I am captain. I have no idea what this is. Yeah, let me get everything off of the. Keep it off there for a moment.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Probably as far as it's gonna go.
Okay, well you might want to grab that cord before.
The suspense is killing me, though.
Okay, maybe not as far as it.
I also did grab that at least. It's just gonna take me a little bit to unpack all the things and find them all homes that they can be found again easily.
Gotta move a little bit closer to you.
That's fine. I still have plenty of Ellisworths. It's okay.
Going back to live cam.
Back to live action.
Alright. We've got a 20 or higher. 15 to 19.
19.
17.
15.
Look at
What did you get, Custa?
7.
us. And there she is.
That's alright, you want the battlefield to develop before you do it.
Of course.
All part of the plan.
That way I can scrutinize its weak points and really do the most effective damage.
Weak points. Fire!
And then just firebolt it.
Yep.
Alright, there's. Katya, what is your AC?
17.
Rowan,
16.
Rico,
20. Or sorry, 18.
Like the
Kesta,
first number,
13.
You don't get any negatives to your dex, do you?
and then
Just a
as
0.
unable to know or see exactly what it is that's just reached from around this tree up ahead and slammed into the chest of Rico ahead, you will begin first, Katya. You do see there's clearly something there, but you're unable to make out exactly what it is.
Hold! Hold! I'm gonna move forward and be like, stop! Wait! We're not here to fight you. and try to move forward, and then hold my action to if it attacks again, I smash it. But he said he called it a tree people or a plant person.
Call it a cacti man.
A cactid.
Oh, so he made it sound intelligent. So, hey, if you try to hit me, I'm gonna claw you to death. But
An owlbear incident all over.
That'll bring it to Rowan.
I will attack it the second it does that. But
It just attacked. So I'm going to shoot a firebolt at it.
all right, well, I tried.
Is that the look of Rico gets hit with a firebolt?
It's 11.
Okay.
Okay, good. I
As
was
you
like,
finish your casting, shooting it out, still a little caught off guard by the sudden appearance of it. And it is fairly large from what you can see. It hasn't fully made its way around the tree, but it's larger than you might have expected something to suddenly be right next to you all.
You don't have to rub it in.
As you launch your firebolt.
Let me tell you how bad you are
Large.
hitting
It's
something.
so big,
Well,
but it's just it's huge.
I'm
It's
trying
so
to actually
large.
say the opposite. It's large, but you can't actually see all of it.
You just have this large target, and you weren't expecting this huge target to be here.
You
then you
expected
miss.
something tiny, not so big. Rico.
Yeah, Rico's going to swing down at this thing.
All right.
Actually, as a bonus action, I'm going to give myself crits on 20s. I can't remember the name of the ability right now.
19th.
19s and 20s, yes. It's like Lucky Strike, I think, is
That's what it is.
Guided strike.
That's going to be a miss, though. Unless a 10 hits.
It will not.
Yep.
Striking at it, hitting into the thick frame of the cactus form, though not doing any real damage whatsoever.
Bonk.
As it will become its turn.
It's going to make 6 attacks against you. Oh, God.
Everybody make a
And
dex
it's
save.
going to strike out. Let's
got a breath weapon.
see. As it fully emerges from the side of the tree that it was in front of, almost completely blocking your path you had been following ahead. It then just kind of, both the strange arms of it just both spread out straight at one at Katya, one at Rico.
The one at Katya has disadvantage.
and I will attack it as soon as it does
As it comes
attacking
swinging.
me.
Try to yank her out of the way.
It's not actually going to matter, is it? 17 either way, which just hits.
That is exactly my AC.
And then the one at Rico is a 19.
Misses there. We'll hit 2.
Good at this.
I'm going to start using my shield to give him disadvantage against me.
Can you do that?
No.
Oh,
No.
I was like, that'd be great.
If you just learn shield.
Yeah, just learn shield.
You're a spellcaster now,
We
so
both
I've
turn
been a
and
spellcaster the
stab.
whole time, you whiny little punk.
You will take 9 bludgeoning damage, Katya,
Okay.
and 5 piercing. And as it slams into you, sections of spiked tendril tear out from it and envelop around you, grappling and restraining you.
Okay. Well,
Ooh.
I can still attack him as a reaction, right?
Yes, but it's at disadvantage.
Yeah, that figures. Although,
Doesn't
that is a
matter.
21.
That'll hit.
Hey, I was trying to be nice to you. 7.
As you slash into him,
first
you would
blow.
tell that you would definitely cut into him, but he doesn't seem to react as much as you
Right.
thought he would.
Of course not. Who needs slashing damage when you're a plant?
As then the one slamming into you, Rico, will do 9 bludgeoning and 4 piercing.
So a total of
13.
no, because it's 2 separate damage types. So I take -3 from one and -3 from the other.
You take 1 and 6, 7.
7.
You would also then watch as it explodes around, grappling and restraining you as well.
Cactus use bind. You guys can't retreat
You can then
for 5 turns.
feel the tendril-y arms of it seem to pull in and try to pull you closer to it, though you seem to already be almost as close as you
I
can
thought
to
something
it.
else was trying to suck us into it, and I was about to.
And Kesta, watching this happen from afar.
Rowan, how did you miss that thing? It's huge. It was a 14 hit.
No. As you're saying that, looking to the side, you finish your casting, launching it off, and watch as it just right over the creature's shoulder.
I hit the thing that was behind it. I'm going to quicken another firebolt.
I rolled the same number.
Over the opposite shoulder. Just
Maybe it's time to change dice.
Aww.
Right. Anything else? Take a few steps back. Okay. That'll bring it to Katya's turn. Give me a con save at the start of your turn, Katya.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me in that tone of voice, Rowan.
He keeps looking at you in that tone of voice.
8.
Yep, that'll fail.
Mm-hmm.
And you're dead.
As you feel the barbed tendrils start to just tear and dig into you, you also feel something just course through you in a sickening way, and your max HP is lowered by 6.
Alright, again. Do I take damage from that, or
Yes, you would take
take
damage.
6 damage and then okay.
Nothing short of a wish spell can get it back.
But then it is your turn now.
-6. Okay. I'm not gonna do the math right now.
Just attacking.
Yeah, I could try to escape, I
Yep.
suppose.
Athletics or acrobatics check.
Good.
Right, actually, is it a save? Yes, it's a. Nope, it's an escape. Acrobatics or athletics.
I'll get that later. Guess I'm using this one. I wanted that one. 13?
That is just enough to escape.
Oh!
As you
I
manage to
Do I
tear
get space to
a
get behind it? Although if I stay next to you, then we can do that thing. That's right. I stay next to Rico. I forgot that's what we did. But I can't bonus action attack if I didn't attack.
Yes, correct.
So I just bob and weave. Oh, I can
can
bonus
dodge.
action. I can bob and weave.
Yes, you can bonus action bob and weave.
I bonus action bob and weave.
All right. As you take the dodge bonus action, Rowan, watching this all ahead. 2 more firebolts have missed it since your last attempt.
Firebolt again.
Just too short.
There we go. 24 to hit.
As you line it in, center mass, slamming a firebolt into it.
Thank you.
Wait, we're not level 5 yet. 6 fire damage.
Ooh, that would
That's
be really
better.
nice right now.
As your firebolt slams into it, you can see it instantly do the impact as other sections immediately around it catch and momentarily burst into flame as well before cindering out. And you can tell that it seemed to do more damage than you expected.
Hey, Kester, you really need to hit it next time.
I plan on it. Now, those things behind it are taken care of. I'm gonna focus on it.
Yes. Those things behind it.
Anything else?
No.
Alright. Rico.
I'm going to attack as well.
Disadvantage, Lee.
Yep.
Oh my god. Wow.
18 to hit. I am going to throw a Divine Strike into this.
Okay.
I will deal the normal damage first.
Go, Rico!
7 bludgeoning damage. Oops. And then 7 radiant.
Okay. As you slam it in, watching a section of it give and crack, your radiant burst erupting out, searing sections of the neon green plant flesh.
And that is my turn.
It is. It's definitely taken some hard hits the last few times around. It's going to...
Go after the squishy people.
Of course.
So the one staying in front of it, apparently.
Yes, I know. Thank you. I'm bobbing
It
and
will
weaving.
just
Should be fine.
attack each of you in front of it once more with its tendrils that it's already got you in its grasp. So it'll be
Disadvantage on her attack. The attack against her.
it'll be advantage against you,
Then you need to enchant. Just
which is a 23 to hit with advantage.
Dynamic.
for
It's got advantage against
12 bludgeoning
So,
and
9,
5 piercing.
11.
And then disadvantage
You can do it,
against
Rico.
I've got 7 HP left.
Ow.
You
and
go.
a
you.
16 with disadvantage will miss Katya.
Ha! That's right, Bob and Weave.
Somehow I'm still tied up, and I just like grab a hold of her and pull her out of the way of the.
I already had disadvantage. I was dodging.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
I used
okay.
it.
I know.
At least I remember to use it this
I'm
time.
sitting there going, did you?
I still pull you out of the way because you weren't dodging well enough. It's like she's like dodging. No, not that way. This way.
He claims the success for his.
That's
not
right.
yours.
He clearly needs
He may
to
not
learn.
know directions, but he knows when you're dodging the wrong way.
The whole direction thing was just screw with you too.
And after
Was it?
that,
Yeah, he's the one trying to
Kesta, you're
survive.
up.
Another firebolt. Will,
Hey.
will a 21 hit
Nope,
Yes,
misses.
that will.
The shields.
for max damage?
10.
10, and then I'm going to quicken another one.
Guess they figured it out.
Will a 20 hit
Yes.
for 9 damage?
Nice. What's that?
19 total out of the 2 dice. 38.
Alright, you're one behind now, Rowan.
2 slams of the firebolt into either shoulder of the plant as it rearing back. It still stumbles back forwards, tearing up sections of ground as its roots just seem to drag it along. No sound of pain, as you've not noticed it seems to be capable of making sound other than the just tearing of its form as it moves around the ground.
Gross.
Delightful.
But some of its neonish green has certainly turned into a charred, blackened portions between your firebolts and its divine strike. And anything else then?
No, I'm just going to keep up my rapport with...
Okay. Rapport. Katya, no longer grappled.
I claw.
Alright.
I don't claw. That's that one.
Slash into it. You're just getting your claw stuck in it for a second before pulling your hand out.
So I can't.
Having to pull a few loose, needly threads out.
I claw again. I'm really worried about Rico. It's very distracting.
You didn't have 1 again, did you?
No.
Like I said, you actually potentially could kill him.
I got a 1 and a 3.
So concerned, let me just put you out of your misery.
Right.
Yeah, so that's
Stupid
what
box.
I'll do.
I
That
keep
was
kicking
fun.
it.
That's it. That's my whole
You-
turn. That's all I can do.
Get your claws stuck into it like a cat on a couch.
Oh. This is. Oh. All right.
It will then become Rowan's turn. As you continue to watch just the movement ahead of you, launching in your firebolts along with Kesta.
Technically now we're even. I can only do 1 of those a turn.
But I've hit 4 times so far.
You've hit twice.
Yeah, but I hit the things that were behind it.
There was nothing behind it. 17.
That'll hit.
Where did I?
He's so.
Good news.
1.
It still seemed to do more damage than you
Oh,
anticipated.
joy.
Aww.
That counts.
You did hit it.
Yes.
Just catching a
Don't you like
side of
fizzle?
the body of it, just leaving a bit of darkened remains behind. Anything else?
No.
Yeah, bring it to Rico.
Rico is going
Continuing
to
being
like
pelted
reach up
with
and like
shots.
touch his chest, and you see a faint glow as he heals himself for
Rico's
20.
touching himself again.
Lay
Good.
on hands for 20.
Actually, I'll do it for 15.
Alright. Lay on
No,
hands
I
for
leave
15.
5.
He's slightly less healed than he seemed to be becoming.
I need to leave
Stop
some.
suddenly.
That's my turn.
Oh. Actually, shoot. At the start of your turn, I need you to give me a con save. Forgot about that.
Oh, right.
9.
You can do this. Believe in you.
9. 11.
That'll fail.
Yep. So I was only at 7 HP.
You will take
actually.
5 damage, and your max is lowered by 5.
Big oof.
Big
At
yikes.
your point of weakened
Press F in chat.
life, you can also just feel that it seems to be just draining your body of its liquids And that'll bring it to its turn.
I
Is
know
it
what you're doing.
going to strike out with advantage at Rico?
No one does.
That's a modified 20 to hit
That'll hit.
for 9 bludgeoning
6,
and 3 piercing.
0, 6.
And you continue to be grappled. Is this thing going to strike out at Katya?
Hello.
Did you dodge last time?
No, I attacked.
Then I will give it disadvantage.
And either way, it was going to miss. Is this a 9 with disadvantage? A 13 without?
That's good.
Look out, Rico.
So, as it still continues having a hard time of really latching on with its tendrils since the first go at you, Katya. Kesta.
It's getting weak. I've got this. Don't worry. Firebolt. That'll hit. 21.
Yep, that hits.
For 6 damage.
I do think Kesta's winning this.
Alright, another shot slams into it, staggers about in place.
We're at the same percentage.
Quicken once more.
Okay.
After this will decide.
But a 9 will miss.
Yeah, 9
So
will
I'm winning
miss.
now.
We're going by
Just
number
getting
15.
too into it in the moment, you just focus on casting before aiming and just launch it off to the
Percentage
side,
hits.
arcing over.
Oh.
Just barely.
Just fair.
Anything else?
No.
No, it's 75%.
Katya.
She said.
No, you're at
Nobody has a potion. Someone, if you have a potion,
50.
pour down
you're at
Rico's
50. She's at
throat.
33.
No, I've
And I
hit
will
2 out of 3. I'm
Claw.
66.
for 12.
And she's at
That
33.
will miss.
She's
I'm
at
gonna bonus action dodge.
She's,
Okay.
50. She's hit half of.
That's my
oh,
last key
that's
point.
right.
So.
She's just barely.
As you do that,
You didn't attack?
I did.
and the miss.
I missed.
Oh, right.
So then I decided to bomb.
I forgot. You're one of the nobodies. It's fine.
Yeah, we need the notables to get their game on.
Alright. I will firebolt it.
They're not pulling their weight right now.
So
To be
another
fair, they're more
firebolt
damage than
launches
we
off the side, slamming into one of
Only
the
'cause we're
trees
distracted.
nearby.
And it's only with the fire.
Wait, Rowan, I just realized something.
I
Maybe
don't want to hear it.
maybe if we focused on like fighting it instead of like competing with each other, we might do a little better.
No, I hit that thing that was over there.
Definitely killed that bug on the tree.
Hey, tree, there's a bug on you.
At least aim for a rabbit next time.
No.
But after that,
I refuse.
Rico, give me another con save.
You can do it, Rico.
12.
Uh,
Will fail.
that also fails.
Yeah, that's what I got.
You got a 13 and failed.
Oh, okay.
For 6 damage and 6 from your max HP.
Big Orskis.
What is then your turn?
Attack it. And miss. And that is my turn.
Oh, you can't bonus action heal yourself?
Not if I don't have any bonus action healing spells. Lay on hands is an action.
That's what I was, yeah.
Alright, as you strike out a little, constricted by the tendrils, unable to get a solid hit
One of
against
these
it,
days,
it is going to become its turn.
if I can roll above a 3.
And it's going to try and just continue digging into you with its tendrils.
No!
But that's going to be a 14 with advantage, so that misses.
You're okay, Rico.
As it then just seems to launch another arm out in the direction of Katya, though you then watches these tendrils launch past you instead, going towards Rowan.
That's right.
You may try.
24.
Why? Is it every time I say that you're just
Best
like
it could do without crit.
32?
That's exactly why.
Yes, that hits.
That hits.
Yes, yes it does.
For 10 bludgeoning
Ow.
and 4 piercing,
Ow.
as it slams heavily into you, and you watch the tendrily needles just erupt from the side of it and wrap around you as you're now grappled and restrained.
Ow.
As it then digs in tighter and pulls you forward as you are moved 5 feet forward right behind Katya.
Hello.
Ow. That's just half of my health. That's no big deal. I don't need health anyways.
And Kesta.
Right, here I come for the rescue. Firebolt. A 22 will hit
That will hit.
for minimum damage of 1.
Joke's on you, it's 2.
As you again just clip the side of it. Anything
Don't
else?
look at me like that.
Okay.
Yep, that's Gusta.
Katya.
Katya's gonna claw. Is there any way I can like try to target the tendrils like that are seem to be attached to Rico?
Yeah, I'd say you could.
Okay, that's what I do. That's where I'm attacking. Hey, 20.
That'll hit.
There you go. I just needed to target, to save you. That's the only way I can actually hit things. 7.
And you slash into them, noticing that they also don't seem to take as much as you had hoped.
I know. What about plants resistant to slashing? That's just upsetting. 25.
That'll hit as well.
I don't have any other kind of damage. 6 damage.
As you start just tearing into it, noticing
Let him
some
go.
weakness
Let him
developing, but not enough to free him yet.
That's all I got. Let him go.
Rico, you just there a little bit trying to get these swings off, when suddenly you just clawing the crap out of the vines around you.
Just let him go. I got nothing.
And Rowan, give me a con save.
You should be good at that.
What? You're crazy. No.
As you can feel the needly threads dig into you, as you will take 3 damage, and your max HP is lowered by 3. But then it's your turn. You're grappled and restrained.
Cool. Ow. I am going to look behind me and Misty Step.
What? You just look over your shoulder.
Firebolt.
Alright.
Probably, maybe. 23.
By what?
Forking time. 6. Oh, yes.
So you slam another one into it. You can feel a little bit more loosening, Rico, around you, though it tightens just before it seems to release you, holding on to its last bit of life, it seems.
No.
Anything else?
No.
Give me a con save, Rico.
You can do it.
18.
That'll do it.
Just makes it.
Continue your turn.
Okay. I know there's half damage or anything like
Nothing on a save.
Good job, Rico.
that. Yeah, fantastic job.
You feel
Rico.
it digging
You're taking
in more,
all the
but you
damage
just
for everyone, just like you
flex.
hoped you always
Refuse to
would.
let it dig
It's
in
not
deeper.
true.
I just lay here and wait for him to die.
Good luck. I can run very far.
I throw my hammer at him. I throw my spear. How far away from you?
Close enough to throw your spear.
He's now my ally, though, so it doesn't count as an enemy within space, so I don't have disadvantage to hit you with it.
I don't think
Just
that's how that works.
Time out. We're on the same team.
Right.
You and me.
That guy.
You know what? We're going for Rook. Wait, no, you guys can't heal me.
Nope. We have no heals at all except you.
Yeah, except for me. I'm acutely aware, since we ran out of our potions, and literally the first thing we ever did, that I'm the only healer. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Yeah, we should probably talk to Rivali.
Hey, for max of 10.
Alright.
At least get some ingredients. I can make potions. We just need ingredients.
And that's my
She's
turn.
supposed to be making us
That'll bring it.
just a couple.
Yeah, but none of us ever, like, I don't remember to go talk
We
to
don't
her.
have any.
I
It's
forgot, Rico. I'm sorry.
And it's going to...
See, Rico wasn't there when you guys had this whole thing set up.
As he's bleeding out.
So Rico doesn't know to go talk to them about
That
it.
is a 24 with advantage against you, Rico.
What's that?
24 with
Oh,
advantage.
of course.
For
No, like the
10
lady that we have making us
bludgeoning.
potions.
7.
Well, they don't
And
do it.
no piercing.
I wasn't.
7 damage, Rico.
Oh, Rico's not dead.
Woohoo!
And then it's going to strike out at...
Just right at Rico again.
Katya.
Let's do it. Katya, did you dodge last time?
I'm out of keywords.
Okay, disadvantage.
Do you get yours back?
19 with disadvantage.
Let's still do it, yeah.
Dang, Jack. You.
Oof, oh. for max damage of 15 bludgeoning and 6 piercing.
That's down.
This is in the way.
And then just
If only our
slams
casters
it
could actually hit.
and just wraps around her
With
as she falls
super
prone,
effective
still in
damage.
its grasp.
Ouch.
Blech.
I swear this plane eats me.
And Kesta.
She just leaves too.
Look around here, and I will try to also target the vines around Rico with
Okay.
my firebolt. Will a 17 hit?
Yes.
Sweet. For 7 damage.
You know.
As you slam a firebolt into it, you watch as the entirety of the thing catches spinning around. Give me a dex save, Rico.
Oh, good. Good.
It explodes.
Yeah, I fail.
You feel the looseness of the grasp on you give, but you also get licked a few times by flame for 3 damage.
Okay.
As they then fall loosely to the ground, and you are now free of your grapple. Anything else, Kesta?
No, I hit it, Rico.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm on fire too, thank you.
Katya. You.
I make it.
Right. You also fail.
Oh. Oh, because
Yes, it's still digging into you. You can't really make con saves while unconscious.
that is fair. Then, yep.
I guess technically, since it may also matter, your max hit points is lowered by 5.
That should matter.
Yikes.
By 5 more?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm at minus 11. If my max hit points is lowered to 0, do I just straight die?
You die, yes.
Yeah,
You
I'm
will.
pretty sure about that.
Cease living.
Rowan.
Oh, joy. Well, let's see what the dice want me to do. No. I assume that 13 doesn't hit.
13 does not. As again, you launch another firebolt off over top of the side of it.
Despite my best efforts, they may yet live. I'm done.
Rico. No longer having to make con saves.
Also no longer grappled or
Yep.
restrained or whatever, so I'm
Go, Rico, go.
going to attack it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
We're so good at life.
Welcome to the Kecting party.
I lay down.
Hey.
You know what? I'm just gonna like take the part of what's wrapped around here and just wrap myself into two. Just lay here.
Come here.
Just grab the loose bits
That's,
of it.
that's
I'll
my
save
turn.
you the trouble.
Aww.
That is the turn.
Alright. That will bring it to its turn.
Just gonna Magnus it.
And it is going to... can't reach you, so yep, strike out at Rico. That is gonna miss. That's a 13.
30 to hit.
And...
Bo's rolling a D30 over there. Oh, that's a double crit. You're dead.
Actually, yeah, it's gonna realize the living threat, release the grapple from the unconscious form, and launch a second attack at you, Rico.
Got it,
And
Rico.
that's a 10. So both of them, you just throw your weapon up in the way, deflecting the shots back. And Kesta.
I don't want to kill you. I'm going to firebolt it. 20.
She's not
Okay.
wrapped up anymore.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking auto fails right now. Which is
Oh,
nice.
that's good. Come on. I'm going to use my last sorcery point to
Try it again.
Wait, why didn't I just... Never, I already said I did it. I should have just empowered it. Rerolled it. That's going to miss. That's a 12.
Again, one hits it just barely. Your next one trying to redirect it a little bit, overcorrects too much.
Attacks.
And Katya.
Level without dying would be great. That is a 10.
That is a success.
Getting really close there.
Rowan.
No.
is you also launch off a firebolt as it just goes over top of it.
My dice only want to roll 6 and lower.
Anything else, Rowan?
I'm going to move
You're at one fail.
further back. 5, 10, 15, 20.
2 successes, so.
Or perhaps you're too close
Well,
to
okay,
it.
one more.
Yes, I think that's the problem. I need to
Okay.
be further away.
True.
Alright, that'll bring it to Rico.
I need help, and I poke the cat and give her 1 HP.
As you suddenly feel air come back to you, Katya, stirring ever so slightly.
And that's my turn.
Alright, is that one? Bring it to its turn, and it's going to strike out at Rico with an 11 to miss. Does it notice Katya lying there?
Nope. Hello.
No, me, I'm standing over here. Could attack me.
You are
You're not
not
within
close
range.
enough.
Mm-mm.
It could come.
You're just not close enough.
It could move a good 10 feet this way, like directly.
It literally
this way.
couldn't.
Probably has no movement speed.
I was just trying to get it to take an attack opportunity.
But it is going to notice Katya there,
Hi.
just slightly stirred from her
Why are we
sudden
going?
Oh, I'm going to give it disadvantage so it has a
Straight
normal
roll.
attack. Yep.
modified 20.
And you're just unconscious
As it
again.
again slams into you,
Yes, it
wrapping once more around you.
You haven't experienced enough pain.
I just mean to spend a lot of time going in and out of consciousness. at
Yeah,
this
well, at
point.
least your successes and failures reset.
That's-
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that'll bring it to Kesta.
How much damage?
Oh
does
wait,
it
that's
do?
right, there is
Just-
damage. Though I don't think
I
it's
don't think
possible.
it can do enough.
It'd be 9, 15 damage.
I keep really close, but not quite. You were 4 off from straight up
Oh,
killing
wow.
me right now.
Yeah, she's at 1 HP.
I was at 1 HP and I'm negative 11 to my max health right now. So between those two
If it had
things-
done max damage, it might have been able to kill you.
Yeah, it was really close.
I sneak through the bush there and I yell at it. Say, hey, you stupid thing, leave them alone.
And
I firebolt it. For 18.
That'll hit.
Hey.
Get it
For 5 damage.
all wrapped up again.
Slam into it, it staggers the top half of it a bit to the side before righting itself, and just kind of the faceless front of it just kind of turns towards you a bit. One of the arms kind of in your direction now. Very slow, deliberate course of action to it, not nearly as frantic and high speed as it was.
So we definitely need to take care of this forest because if it grows too much to release these things out on Keybrick would be bad.
Yeah, that was the decision we made when we had to fight the mushrooms that almost killed us.
Yeah.
Anything else? Katya.
Face danger head on.
Who's that good? Is it? You know.
Oh, if you.
Why am I writing it out?
It's an auto fail.
Did you succeed?
I did. I got
So 1 and 1, and 5 more from your max.
Spicy.
So you're down 16 from your max. What's your max right now?
31. So
15. is
I
your
bet
max.
yeah.
Rowan.
Yeah.
You can't tell so much of what's going on now as you've kind of just continually backed away from everything.
22.
That'll hit. There's everything more in line, in sight. You focus,
7.
launching out your blast of fire, darting right over top of Rico's shoulder, slamming into it.
I flinch more fucking fire.
As Kesta from the side, you see the impact of it, and then watch it just barely rip out the back end of the plant as well, as the entire innards of it burst into flame. Flame just starts shooting out both sides of the hole as it wriggles and writhes before just collapsing over.
Wait. I'm so dying.
Alright.
It's dead, Rowan.
Poke. You have 1 HP.
I had noticed.
I'm assuming he didn't just do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but my max HP is not fantastic right now.
Mine neither. Mine's currently 25. I mean, yours is a lot lower than that.
Hey. I
Which
beat
way I
you
got
in
one?
HP right now.
And then
Ow!
as you bring her back to consciousness, you all starting to regroup. Give me perception checks.
Oh, I thought you were going to say level up to level 5.
No.
16.
2.
I'm too busy trying to make sure she's not dying.
Oh, I had a bird the entire time.
Yeah, you did.
Why didn't you say anything about bird?
Because I can't metagame for you.
You
To
could
make
say,
you remember your abilities.
Isn't there a bird somewhere? I'm like, cacaw. Or you could have just said, cacaw. I'm like, wait a minute, I've got a bird.
That's all you had to do. Just...
I got a 16.
He's dead. I killed
What was
him.
yours?
He's not.
Okay.
Because you were insulting me. And I just missed
Katya
everything all the
and
time.
Kesta, as the boys bicker back and forth over the bird, you hear a sudden crack of a branch
Jump
of
up on my
sorts
feet.
as you each jump, looking around, getting a momentary vision of the upper chest, shoulders, and head of a cloaked figure, but you see a very pale white face momentarily, and what appears to be a look of sudden panic as they then just seemingly shrink and vanish, and you hear some means of hurried rush away.
Wait, we'd really love to talk.
Who are you talking to?
I saw him.
Probably the sign again.
I just like flop back down, like.
No, I think it's the person that made the sign.
What?
That person needs to answer.
Pale
for what they've
face,
done.
cloaked figure, shrunk down.
Well, we gotta go
Anyway.
figure out what's going on here.
I think we need to take a little rest before.
I like just laying there, like, yep.
I mean, at least we have a fire.
Over the smoldering of fire. How are you gonna burn me trying to save me?
Did I burn you?
Yes, you did.
I was trying to get the.
Well, aim at the body of the thing, not at the thing that's holding me.
Well, I just thought maybe I could like sever it.
Yeah, well, it didn't work that way.
I mean, technically it did.
Yeah, but it also burned me.
I mean.
I'm sorry, Rico.
Are we trying to take a short rest?
Yes, we
too?
have to take a short
Yes.
rest.
That sounds great.
So as you just continue to lay there, a few of you keep your hands warm, though it's plenty warm out by the still burning embers of the center mass of this creature.
Extra warmth.
I can only heal up to 15, I just realized.
As you all take a moment before continuing deeper in, trying to figure out whatever form it was you just saw, that's where we're going to end tonight.
Okay, I was like, are we
I
going
rolled
to
my
get the
first
short
one.
rest?
So we did get a short rest. We're
And
in
then
time.
a second.
Yes, you will be getting your short rest.
Wait,
Let
why am I
me
hit points?
just
I didn't take any damage.
swap some stuff over real quick so that I can...
Can I use my hit die on you?
Nope.
Alright.
I used 2 of my 4 die, though, to get back to my max health.
I used 2 and I got back to almost.
Yeah, I used 2 dice, and there's no point using any more because I can't go any further.
Come to think of it, yes, I have 5 less. Or I have 3 less, so I'm
Well.
almost at max.
What?
But I get all
Thank
the
you, everyone, for joining us this week. As we said earlier, there'll be some more ebb and flow of the changes coming in the weeks to come, but hopefully everything's for the better, and hopefully we can work out something to where things become a bit more on schedule and understood as to what will be going forward week to week.
We're going to send Logan to dice rolling camp.
I
So
mean,
maybe
Yes.
we can actually hit things.
might need to...
You know
You
what?
want me to
we-
waste
we
all of
will-
my good rolls at
we
dice
will-
Put
rolling
that as
camp?
like a donation goal.
There we go.
We can
We
just
will all
get
chip in.
donations towards sending Logan to whatever this rolling school is.
Please.
It'll do
Please.
you no good, it's futile.
The lives literally depend on it.
But with that, thank you again. It's been a blast as always. We'll see you here next Friday, 7 p.m. once again for more Misadventures of the Notable Nobodies. If you want, stick around. We're going to find someone to raid real quick. Otherwise, have a great night.